Hello, hello, everybody. How you doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Hope you're having a wonderful time. Want to say hi to Wolfie, who talked to us when we were first starting out. Coming in, saying hi, all that good jazz. Hope you're having a good time. Oh my goodness! I thought since I have a late event today, which was the meeting with the VA that I needed, that I could call about these like debt collector letters I'd been getting. I was like, okay, so are these real? I got them on Friday, so I spent the entire weekend just wondering because nobody was going to be in on my bank until later. So I called them and they said, "Oh, yes, it is." And I went, "Didn't we already repay this back?" And they went, no, you'll have to go and talk to these people who are debt collectors." And I said, okay, we got this. So hold on. Now that I've been talking, I need to make sure that my mic is working. Okay, good. I was like, okay. So I called them up and they said, "Oh, no, we closed that account and we sent that to Navy Federal. So if you've got, yeah, I'm just going to say it. It was my old bank." They're like, "We sent it back. Um, you'll have to find out who's got the debt now." And I'm like, "Okay, all right, that's fine." Called them. I was like, "Hey, I'm Squid. You've got my debt?" And they're like, "No, no, we don't." I'm like, "But you just sent me a letter. You literally just sent me a letter saying that you do." And they're like, "No, it's back with your bank." So this has been hours. And I'm like, okay. So I call my bank back and was like, "Hey, it's Squid." And they're like, "Yes." I'm like, "Do you have my debt again?" And they're like, "Yes. Yes, we do." I'm like, "Okay, all right." how do how do I start paying you back? And they're like, "Oh, any way you want." And I'm like, "Okay. Okay, cool. I'll let you know then." Uh, just let you know, I am alerted and ready for it. And they're like, "Okay, good, good, good. Lovely, lovely. Good." So you played phone tang with banks? Oh, I did. Banks and all sorts of stuff. It was weird. Like, is it going to be a pain to pay back? Yeah, but I can afford to do it. It'll be fine. Don't take out credit cards when you're 21. uh, you might have seen a trigger warning on the stream here, saying that the Vampire Therapist, the game we're going to be playing, explores sensitive and political, potentially triggering topics in a historical context, such as war, abuse, sexual oppression, and extremism. While the game does not condone or advocate these actions, discussions of these events may be uncomfortable or upsetting. Just to let you know that I was reading it out in case you're watching this on YouTube. I mean, I'll still probably put this in the descriptor, but really, how many people read the descriptors? Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with that. So I'm gonna go ahead, watch that. Bring up your therapist. Sounds like my kind of game. Oh, Rat Queen. Oh my. Hold on, going live. Oops, right. All right, hold on. Taking that off. That back on. Hold on, let me remove my hat. Nobody asked for this. Oh, it's a very nice. Here you go. You should hear it now. Very nice. Please do not demonetize us too. Do not monetize us. We did give her. I think we should be monetized. Yes. Hey, Lord Vermeyer, come on in. I'm gonna move my table over a little. I don't have any guests. Yeah, it's fine now. Feel like I could have worded that better. You know what? It's all right. I'm gonna turn the audio down a little. I want to kind of keep the voice volume a little. Yeah, to right there. Okay, wait, actually, while doing that, do I have text? Okay, message speeds fast as physically possible. Okay. All right, good. So we're playing Vampire Therapist. I know, the disclaimer, right? Hey, Flossie. Vermeyer, you come get a chair. And I hope everyone's staying safe and warm. I'm staying very warm. I'm wearing my slippers. And I have a tiny dog. Ow! Thanks for throwing things in my face. I'm here for your therapy, and like, I ask you if you want coffee. Come on now. Sorry, text to speech may demonetize and demonetize. It's okay. Remember, Wolfie, my mom uses text to speech all the time, and half the time I'm reading her messages, I'm like, what the fuck are you saying? And it's just like, it's whatever. But we're gonna get started. The Vampire Therapist explores and touches on sensitive subjects such as war, abuse, addiction, sexual oppression, suicidal ideation, religion, and of course, death. This may be uncomfortable or upsetting for some readers. We recommend that readers with a history of trauma relating to any of these topics approach this game with caution. Naturally, a game about vampires will also involve blood and sexual themes. Strong language is also present. It's therapy. Of course there's going to be strong fucking language. Vampire Therapist was developed in consultation with licensed therapists, but it should not be considered a substitution for therapy. Unless you're a vampire. Oh, Wolfie, the best thing I always do is I always use a robot voice to talk to text-to-speech. It often helps the robot to realize what I'm saying to it.
My name is Sam Walls, and I'm a dead man.
Oh.
Well, kinda dead at least. See, I'm a vampire. Now, if you think that means all that Dracula hooey, like hissing, wearing skin-tight leather, and hunting mortals, that's exactly the sort of thing I did in my younger
skipping a little
years
while.
with my former gang.
Oh.
And let me tell you, a vampire who's... I got lucky, though. I met some kind mortals who saw beyond my fangs. They taught me my letters and showed me how my... After they passed on, I roamed America's majestic wilderness for nigh on 90 years, figuring out myself and what it means to be a... What I realized was, it ain't fangs that make us monsters. It's the self-defeating ways we think.
That works. Okay, I think that's good.
Anywho,
Good.
as the world started
Sorry
getting
about that.
smaller, my old vampire gang tracked me down. Them being my kin, I wanted to help them see the world like I did, but they still have the same monster mindset I used to have. Good thing I'm a quick draw. But I got hooked up with this newfangled internet thing and found a vampire who's helping my kin find their way. Fella named Andromachos, supposed to be 3,000 years old.
Andromachos. Nice. Alright, very sorry. Message speed fine, auto delay should be fine.
He invited me to come out to Europe to learn from him. I figure someone older than I'm going on a trip.
Damn
I
it,
guess.
no.
This feels like my opportunity to do some good in the world. I've been looking. Vampires ain't monsters. Or at least, they don't have to be. And come hell or high water, I'm gonna prove it to them.
We'll get this right, don't worry. By the way, today in 1677, first medical publication in America, a pamphlet on smallpox, was published in Boston.
Well, I think this is the address. Number 27, Clean Flitter Mouse Streeb?
Oh, thank God, he's as bad with German as I am. Also, is the sound a little bit too loud or anything? I want to make sure. So you're a vampire talking to a therapist, or are you a vampire turning into a therapist? We are a vampire going to a therapist who is also a vampire. Just to clarify, we're monsters, but not monsters. Absolutely.
Sure is a hell of a lot of ruckus for this time of night. People stay up late here.
Sounds good, okay.
Wait a minute. These folk are vampires. Better watch myself. Guten Abend, folks.
Guten
Sprechen Sie
Abend.
English?
Ja, hello, Alta. Are you here to party with us at the hottest club?
His name's Reinhard. Tell them you're here to party, ask about the dress code, ask about Andromachos, ask about the club. Ask about the club.
Well, what's so special about this club?
Immernacht is the greatest club aller Zeiten. The owner makes sure everyone has a good time.
That's good. That's good.
If anyone acts without respect, they are banned from the club forever. You are free to do and be whatever you like, as long as you are harming no one.
Und I hear that they are now attracting sexy old cowboys.
It's so cute.
Shh, Maxie. He is old enough to be your grandfather.
Oh, come on now. You're just flattering me. I'm only a couple 100 years old.
Oh mein Gott, he is so cute, Reinhard. Can I keep him?
I want to keep him. Is there a dress code?
I don't think what I'm wearing will fit the dress code.
The cowboy look is total sexy, but you will get a bit sweaty.
I hope we will all get a bit sweaty.
I love this. I love the German accent with, like, T
Good
words.
thing we run a little on the cold side, huh?
Don't worry, my Liebling. We make each other warm.
Reinhard, stop. Don't scare the American. I want to do that.
You know, I feel like there's going to be a lot of bonking in this game.
Maxie, Liebchen, you're so naughty tonight.
No, you are the naughty one.
Oh, I definitely ain't an American no more. I'm looking for Andromachos.
Andromachos.
You mean the club owner? Ja, that is why we are here.
If you're lucky, he will invite us to the private party at the end of the night.
Well, what happens there?
I think maybe it is too kinky for Americans to hear.
Cover your ears, Americans. You're too prude for this.
I can cut loose. What kind of party is this?
The kind where we dance all night and get sexy.
Muffin Love 90 just resubscribed for 10 months. Thanks so much. Heyo.
Muffin, how are you doing? You coming for your therapy or for your clubbing? He's too kinky for Americans.
Oh, here are them kind of vampires.
The sexy kind, yes.
Ach so, there are better things to suck than blood, oder?
I shared that right when he said sexy dance party. Like, yep, give me money. Let's go. Let's do this. Ow. I am the trashiness. Hey, Atomic, how you doing?
Although we have to get past the bouncer first. If we do not, I'm thinking our night is ruined.
Why am I turning red? Like I got some red vibbage here. And for those who was just who came in the start, I'm sorry I kind of messed up on the timing of the cost of. I'm sorry. I'm not a smart squid. I'm just a historical one. Not the best. Just got a VTuber model that doesn't work. Oh no! I'm sorry to hear that, Atomic. I hope you get it fixed. Can you talk to the rigger or something?
Oh, wait a sec. There's something about what she just said. I can feel it. It reminds me of one of my revelations about the funny patterns in the way we vampires think. Well, let's see. One type of thinking I noticed I called hot branding. That's when we brand ourselves with names we can't get rid of.
Hot branding. Oh. Not responding got blocked. What the fuck?
There's high noon mind. That's when we treat a situation like it's a do or die showdown. And there's saloon thinking. That's when we act either helpless or invincible, like we've just drunk a pint of moonshine.
Oh, that's terrible
I
sounding,
can always
Atomic.
check my journal if I need examples. I kept all my notes about the funny ways we vampires think in there.
I love it's got a little horse on it. Private property. Do not read. Reward if found. Cowboybloodsucker@vmail.com. God damn it, it's beautiful. I know. Very sad to hear about that. Found this old notebook, figured to take it with me to Europe, separate into quick sections. That way when I gotta do particular sections of my notes, all I gotta do is hop over to that section. Easy as falling off a horse, and falling off a horse is real easy. Cognitive distortions. I realize we vampires can think in funny ways, like reality is right in front of us and we just can't see it. Heck, pretty sure all humans do that, not just vampires. We do funny thinking in particular ways, so I figured I'd write them down. Okay, so high noon is like everything's a big showdown. We only got two options, win in the day or end up a stake in the heart. Your weirdo boss stole one of your candles? One of your candles? To make it smell nice in here instead of gross air fresheners that smell like strip club, and the absolute weirdo stole your lemon scent. Why? Jesus, Muffin. Come on, Muffin. Oh. Did you miss my chatter about what I had to do before stream today? If it makes you feel better. It got my head hurting too. My partner said, just say you have a stuttering problem. I yelled at him saying, no, I know she's trying to help, but bad. I totally understand that. If I can't get the best saddle, my butt's gonna break, ain't no doubt. Either I show up ready to win the rodeo or I better just not show up. The fate of the Wild West is hanging on this gunfight. Okay. Saloon, a lot of bloodsuckers have a habit of either feeling responsibility or soul control or feeling completely hopeless. Thing is, usually neither is true. Feeling hopeless don't mean we're powerful-less, and feeling untouchable doesn't mean we're invincible. My dark power as vampire shall dominate the mortal world. If a mortal discovers our secret, it's entirely my responsibility to deal with it. I can't deal with the bureaucracy of international travel with my cot and coffin. I'm stuck in the USA forever. He fully admitted to it. Was like, it smells way better than my stuff at my house. Then get your own fucking candle. Call ourselves awful names. I'm a failure. I'm unlikable. It's like burning ourselves. Oh, this is legit therapy. Hot Brandons just call ourselves names that do no good. I missed that shot. I'm such a butterfinger. Crying over a horse, you're sappy as hell. That fella don't like wearing leather. He's only a vampire wannabe. My client notes. When I start getting therapy, I'll put my notes about them here. I'll update after every session. I figure I can see how they're doing over time. That is, if Andromachos decides I'm ready for that whole therapy business. Ramblin'. March 14th. It's been about a week since I boarded the Monster of the Sea cruise ship, and gotta say, I feel finer than frog hair. People here are eating and screwing like no tomorrow on account of the fact we're in the middle of the ocean. I drank from more necks in the last week than I can count, and the ship's all open all night. I rode on the water slide for the first time in my own life. People are laughing at me for saying yeehaw, but what else do you say to an experience like that? March 22nd, landed in Rotterdam the other day. In Amsterdam, now arranging transportation for my coffin. Did some vampire sightseeing. Apparently this place has been accepting of heathens like us for a long time. Went to a vampire coffee shop. They funnel in stoners from the upstairs to a secret club, and everyone has themselves a grand old time. Gave me the munchies something fierce. I could go for blood chips, extra sodium if you please. April 9th. Day after my birthday. Running from Berlin today. I head to Leipzig tomorrow night, but figured I should check out things here. They got a club where the people are doing all kinds of kinky stuff. I'm pushing a quarter of a millennium in years, but these folk could give me some lessons, and did. Met some fine folks too. Apparently got some nice art scene here. There's even local funding for a video game development. Ain't that some kind of world? I can't believe our people are still playing Star Invader and whatnot. I like it here. I don't even have to speak German. Beautiful.
I think I know which one of them funny ways they're thinking in, though. Hold on, compadres. You seem like the kind who can make their own fun.
I don't want to have my own fun. Immernacht is the only place to be on Friday night.
Shoot. Saloon thinking.
Wait a second. She's acting like this is all or nothing. Do or die. What I call that again? Maybe I ought to check my journal.
Oh, okay. Did I get it wrong? Is it high noon? Okay, it's all or nothing, so it's high noon mine.
I don't want to have my own fun. Immernacht is the only place to be on Friday night.
Amigos, you're putting too much weight on this thing. It's a nightclub, not a high noon showdown. The night's full of possibilities.
Reinhard, I don't know what this means, but I like the way the sexy American talks.
I don't know, but I'm accepting therapy through sexiness. I found my first cognitive distortion in First Blood.
You make us think that maybe it is better we haven't gotten into the club, because we are now meeting you.
Oh?
Hey, if meeting me makes your night better, I'm glad we met. I really gotta find Andromachos, though.
You have to get past the bouncer. He decides who gets in and who doesn't. And he hasn't looked our way all night.
Maybe I'll have a little word with him. Excuse me, friend.
Oh, good
I hear
lord.
you're the man to talk to around these parts. I'm here to see Andromachos.
Oh, that was a thoughtful growl.
Fun, mate.
Hey, thanks, amigo. You have yourself a fine night, you hear?
Cowboy, what about us?
I'ma bring them some joy.
Yeah, sure, they're friends of mine.
Have fun, mate.
Well, come on, you two. We ain't got all night. Yeah! Dang, awful loud in here.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Come on, my liver, dance with us!
Well, you kids have fun. I'll catch up with you later. Tarnation, I'd rather hear a gopher giving birth than this. I better talk to whoever's slinging drinks in this here saloon. They ought to know where Andromachos is. But pardon me, ma'am.
Well, look at you.
God
We get a
damn.
lot of 80s fashion in here, but not usually the 1880s.
Her name's Crimson, and God, yes.
What can I get you, cowboy? The special's Red Bull and vodka. You down?
I never drink Red Bull.
God damn it.
I'm actually looking for the owner. He around tonight?
Might be. What do you say your name was?
Sam Walls, begging your pardon.
Sam Walls, huh? I don't think I know anything about a Sam Walls. After all, I'm just a know-nothing bartender.
That's hot Brandon.
From where I'm standing, I see someone with style and confidence, not just a drink machine. Don't go branding yourself like that's all you are.
Don't you go worrying about me, cowboy. The man upstairs warned me you were coming. I was just testing to see if you are who you say you are. Tell you what, let me give you something from our special reserve. I don't think you're looking for booze.
Well, thank you kindly, ma'am. I was wondering where the blood was. I met some vampires outside, so I figured this was a vampire club.
You met some gods, honey. They're here to dance and have fun.
Damn it, I thought they were vampires.
So all these people are mortals?
How do you think the head vampire gets his blood? They can't wait to share it with him. It's a special experience.
You're a special experience,
He's
Crimson.
the only real vampire here. Well, him and Bert.
Bert?
You met him already. Bert, shuffle on over here.
Bert. His name's Bert.
This one's here to see the big guy. Show him upstairs, okay?
Have fun, mate.
Good luck up there, cowboy. Hope you find what you're looking for.
Howdy. It's Sam Walls to see you, sir. The guy who's been sending you all them V-mails.
Yes, I know who you are, Samuel Walls. You have come here because you believe you can help our kin.
Let's see if I can move my little LGBT thing here. Can I move it? Can I? I don't know if I got it. Those are audio sources. Oh, that's not it. Oh. Oh. Move that up here, see if that helps.
The question is, are you first able to help yourself?
I can.
I've been fixing myself for more than a century now. I don't think I need help.
Then you must prepare to learn a most difficult lesson.
Hells yeah.
We all need help, Samuel. I am pleased that you have come to receive mine.
God, he is well dressed.
Dang, you scared the heck out of me.
You must allow an ancient vampire his games. He will play them regardless. Please, sit down. What an absolute pleasure it is to meet you at last.
He's got
I
such a
found
nice
your messages
smile.
most intriguing.
Afraid there ain't much here in the way of intrigue. I'm just a lonesome cowboy looking for answers.
You know, I receive emails every day from vampires seeking my help. You are the very first to seek my aid in helping others. This alone makes you intriguing.
Well, dang. I think you're gonna be sorely disappointed when you get to talking to me. I'm just honored you're giving me the time of night.
I have unlimited time, Samuel. I am pleased to share some of it with you. Our kind can be rather set in their ways. It is inspiring to see someone so young and eager to learn.
Now the question is, with the white stripies in his hair, do you think that it's natural, like he got bit around the time that he started turning somewhat silver foxy, or do you think he like ages now kind of sorta as a vampire and gets that, or do you think he just paints it himself?
Yeah, well, I wasn't much for learning when I was alive. Just making up for lost time, I guess.
It sounds as though you have been handling your own life better than most. I was particularly intrigued by these revelations you had while walking in nature.
Oh yeah, them. Well, I give walking the credit. Nothing sorts my thoughts out better. After a few decades, I started seeing patterns in the way we vampires think.
Can you explain some of these patterns?
Heck yeah,
I've
you
tried to
can.
explain them to other vampires, but it ain't never gone well. I can try, though.
Yeah, maybe natural, because when you get bit, you stop aging. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, but he just chose the perfect time to get bit.
See, we tend to assume certain things just because we've been believing them since we were alive. Or we decide the world's against us just because we're hungry or tired or something. And when we start tackling problems that ain't real, we ain't fixing our real problems. That make any kind of sense?
Fascinating, Samuel. These revelations that you had in the woods, mortal psychologists have a term for them. They are called cognitive distortions.
Cognitive whoozy what now?
I would have been disappointed if he hadn't said who's he what now for something.
Cognitive distortions. They are exactly as you described them. I will explain in a moment. Please, tell me about these specific revelations you had.
Well, I will explain them in order, so high noon.
Well, I noticed how we stress ourselves out by making everything a battle of do or die absolutes. High noon mind, I call it. Like that feeling you get right before a big shootout.
I must confess I have no experience with this feeling. I engaged in mortal combat long before the age of gunpowder. But the sentiment you describe mirrors the words of my old friend Marcus Aurelius.
Marcus
He
Aurelius.
used to say that the magnitude of life's challenges often turn us into our worst selves.
How fucking old are you?
You mean Marcus Aurelius?
Thank you,
the
Sam.
Roman emperor?
Of course, his name was Marcus. Marcus was a bedroom name.
You fucked Marcus Aurelius?
You mean you and the emperor were...
It was ancient Rome. Penetration was similar to a handshake.
Jesus Christ.
My apologies. I somehow forgot you were American. But let us discuss this high noon mind.
I forgot you were American. How? How could you forget? How could you fucking forget?
I believe we can broaden your definition. Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon of binary thought polarized thinking, but I like to call it Nosferatu thinking.
Nosferatu thinking?
It means you are thinking in black and white.
Oh, yes. We have opened, let's see, the funny ways we think. So we changed it to Nosferatu thinking. Okay.
I get it. That's pretty funny.
I believe it encompasses the breadth of the distortion. One is not flatly weak or strong, good or evil, smart or stupid, a success or a failure. The truth is far more complex and colorful. Not every high noon gunfight ends in oblivion, correct?
Well, yeah, that's true. Getting shot still ain't fun, but it ain't the end neither.
A perfect example, Samuel. Now, try to catch me using Nosferatu thinking.
Okay.
I will give you a series of statements, and one of them will contain Nosferatu thinking. I will repeat them if you miss it. If I do not drink blood, I will surely die. Death eventually comes for us all. Mortals will always fear our kind. Did you miss my Nosferatu thinking? Let me start over. If I do not drink blood, I will surely die. Death eventually comes for us all. Mortals will always fear our kind. Did you miss my Nosferatu thinking?
Oh, was I
If I do
supposed
not
to...
drink blood, I will surely die.
Let's see. I mean, yes.
Death eventually comes for us all. Mortals will always fear our kind.
That's Nosferatu thinking right there. I've met mortals who knew who
Damn.
I was and weren't
Hey,
scared.
Maddie.
Very good, Samuel. And even if you hadn't, to say mortals will always fear us ends any hope that they might not. Always is such a terminal word, is it not? Would you like to discuss more of your revelations with me?
Hell yeah, I want you to rename them all European like. Saloon
I
thinking.
realize that as vampires, we can get the feeling of the power that comes with immortality and strength, but then we get hopeless and aimless over time.
Here's your .5? Your .5? What?
It's kind of like the fella you see in the saloon at the bottom of a bottle of whiskey. Either he thinks he can fight everyone, or he's crying into them last drops because he thinks life's hopeless.
Oh, your nickel. Ah.
It's saloon thinking. Two extremes that probably ain't true.
A fascinating observation, Samuel. Your saloon thinking was described in my time as the battle between hubris and nemesis.
But I'm doing
the two
vampire
excesses
therapy.
Of arrogance and self-pity.
If I'm doing vampire therapy, isn't that worth more than a nickel?
Oh man, it make me wish I'd gotten some schooling. Maybe I would have figured this stuff out earlier.
You live forever, my friend. There is no rush. What you have identified is a phenomenon where individuals perceive either an illusion of control or a lack of control. Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon you have described a control fallacy.
That's right, you're learning, bitches.
Rarely do we have complete power over our situations or no power at all. But we create this illusion that stops us from attempting to change our perceived situations.
Are y'all writing this down? Some of y'all need some therapy. Not saying that as an insult. I'm going to mine on Thursday. 50 cents? Hells yeah.
Yeah, you're right about that. I used to think I'd never get away from my gang. And maybe that's what made me stick with them for so long.
Yes, you see how cognitive distortions keep us from facing reality, whatever that reality may be. Of course, I am so old and powerful that I am always in control.
No. No, you're not.
You're testing me, ain't you? That's a control fallacy right there.
Well done, Samuel. I am indeed very powerful, but the cosmos holds no awareness of Andromachos. Of course, as you expertly pointed out with your analogy about the man at the bottom of a whiskey bottle, a control fallacy can be positive or negative.
Right, that's true.
Listen to my next few statements and try to find a control fallacy. Simply let me continue if you do not detect one.
Okay, we can do this. We did the first one.
The sun will eventually burn out. I will roam a cold, dead earth, and there is little I can do about it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a control fallacy, but let's listen to them all.
My kitty cat died. I shall be lonely forever.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's a control fallacy.
I shall never feel the warm sun upon my skin again.
I mean, we're vampires,
I
so...
shall never feel the warm... You didn't catch my... The sun will My kitty
This
cat
one.
died.
I'm sorry about your sweet kitty, but you can always pick up a new one. Or there's lots of them just waiting for a loving home, so you don't need to be lonely.
I just got the achievement, Confident Cowboy. Got 5 distortions correct in a row. Fuck yeah.
It was just an example, Samuel. Well spotted. But I do speak from experience. I felt this way once when a pharaoh I was dating had our cat mummified.
Well, you got
I
me there.
went into a murderous depression that nearly decimated the continent. But I had the power to help myself all along by adopting a new friend in need of a home.
Oh, dang, don't let me get on your bad side.
I doubt you shall see it, Samuel. Did you have more revelations to tell me about?
Heckin' yeah. It's hot Brandon.
See, I used to be in a gang. They were my whole existence. If you asked me who I was, I would have said, I'm a murdering bastard.
Yeah, true. By the way, Apollo's birthday, he's 3 years old today. Congratulations, Apollo. Happy birthday. I was going to get you a gift, but one of my bills came out really hard, but I'll try and get you a gift soon, Apollo.
Once I got away, I realized how small-minded that was. I was Sam before I was a murdering bastard, but that's how I was choosing to brand myself.
It's true. We brand ourselves very easily.
My old gang's still around, and they're still branding themselves like that. They can't see themselves as anything but killers.
Very astute, Samuel. I favor the clinical term, however, which is labeling. You correctly discovered that labeling is a reductive act. When we call ourselves names, even if we find them accurate, we create prophecies we are doomed to fulfill. For millennia, I thought of myself as a killer. It was not untrue that killing was how I made my way in the world. I was an unstoppable warrior and assassin. But with this label, I limited myself for ages. I did not only kill people, I also killed potential aspirations I might have had. See whether you can catch me doing some labeling in my next few statements.
Okay.
I am so old, I am ancient.
I think pretty sure that's
Call
one.
me whatever you like, but don't call me late for dinner. How shall I describe myself? Yes, I am a mass murderer. It seems you have. I am so old, I am ancient.
Oh, come on. I know you've been kicking around a long time.
I don't think that
but
was
don't
right.
go labeling yourself as ancient.
But according to definition, I am.
Damn it.
The secret is moisturizer. But let us continue. Call me whatever you like. How shall I describe?
This is
That's
labeling.
about as clear a labeling as
Damn it, I was
gets.
wrong. I got it
Yeah,
wrong.
we vampires tend to do a lot of killing, but reducing ourselves to killers ain't doing us any favors.
Excellent, Samuel. You are correct. Labels can be cages that we lock ourselves in. I was a mere murderer for most of my existence because that is how I labeled myself.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Sam Walls, the murderer, reprobate, and good for nothing.
Those are not how I would describe the Sam Walls I see before me. Did you have more revelations to tell me about?
I think that's all of them. Or at least the ones that were the most obvious to me.
That you recognize the concept of cognitive distortions at all is most impressive, Samuel. What took me nearly 3 millennia to understand took you merely 2 centuries.
Nah, well, I'm younger.
Oh, come on, you're just flattering me. I'm just a dope stumbling his way through one life.
Are you now?
Oh,
Tell me, Samuel, what kind of cognitive distortion are you exhibiting when you call yourself a dope?
labeling.
Yeah, I'm doing some labeling. I gotta watch myself, huh?
It's true, we can do it to ourselves, even in a joking fashion.
As long as we retain any humanity, we will have cognitive distortions. What we are aiming for is not to become perfect beings, but to understand and accept ourselves. As long as we can recognize cognitive distortions, we can address our real challenges.
Werewolves.
One cannot drink blood from a straw man, after all.
Huh. I ain't never heard that one before, but I like it.
He's gonna borrow it now.
If it helps solidify the concept in your mind, then I am well satisfied.
He looks like a kitty.
I know you came to learn from me, so I will do my best to honor your good intentions. Let us ensure that you understand the concepts of labeling, control fallacies, and Nosferatu thinking. I will give you a series of statements, and each one will contain a cognitive distortion for you to identify. I will begin. If I invite over my vampire friends, I know I'm going to have to deal with guano all over the place when they turn into bats at the end of the night.
I suffer from labeling too, thinking myself worthless. I think a lot of us do that, even if we make fun of ourselves and be like, well, you know how I'm like, da 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 da. It's like, I think we kind of get into that thinking a lot. It's hard, but I'm trying to get through it. And it's good that you see that. Is it Nosferatu thinking?
That ain't right.
Nah, damn
He's
it.
acting powerless, like a man clinging to...
If I invite over my
Control
There's
fallacy.
a control fallacy, sir. You're acting like you've got no control, but you could lay down some ground rules for guests, or some newspaper.
or express concern to my friends that they have not been toilet trained. Very good, Samuel. Let me try another. I am Andromachus, the ancient darkness, the scourge of the Mediterranean, the mortal's bane.
That is literally labeling.
Well, that's definitely some intense labeling. Those are some hard names to get over.
You are not wrong. Those names followed me for millennia. It was most stifling. Let me try another then. If my club's revenues do not significantly increase, I will end up living on the street.
Asfalto.
That there's got to be Nosferatu thinking. There's a huge space between making a ton of profit and living on the street.
Indeed, you are correct. I run my club at a considerable loss, but 3,000 years of banking interest means that money is not really an object to me anyway.
Ah, the best part about vampirism.
Samuel, now I am not only intrigued by you, but also impressed. I would very much like to teach you my ways, but I must demand something of you first.
What?
Anything. I'm here to learn.
You must receive therapy yourself. I will not have you seeing clients without a commitment to your own mental health.
Oh, now, hold on just a minute. I don't know that I need therapy. I'm feeling pretty good about myself these days.
It's okay, Squid. Don't stress yourself. Take care of yourself first. Well, that's very sweet of you, Wolfie. I still want to get even just a small gift. I just want to make sure that I'd have the cash for it so that I am taking care of myself and not stressing myself financially otherwise.
Samuel, we all need therapy to live in this world. You have been speaking in cognitive distortions since the moment you walked into my office.
I have. I didn't even notice.
They are most insidious, but I am here to help you identify and challenge them. You have walked alone for too long, Samuel. Allow me to share my experience with you.
Well, all right, if you say so. I appreciate your taking the time to work on this, old cowpoke.
We have all the time in the world, Samuel. But for now, you must be eager for something fresh. Please, dance, drink your fill. We will begin tomorrow.
Okay, then. Well, sir, it's been an honor.
You don't have to call me sir, you know.
All right, then, Andromachos.
Andromachos.
Hey, Andromachus.
Oh God, can we have a nickname? He is a cowboy. He doesn't have it.
Just call me Andy.
All right, Andy. I'll see you tomorrow then.
I bet you that's what he lets other people call him. Wink, wink.
Dang, look at all them mortals sweating, blood pumping. I am thirsty. There ain't no power on this earth that'll get me on a dance floor.
Bonk me all you want, you know I'm true.
Maybe I'll see if the bartender's got anything for me.
If it isn't Clint Eastwood again.
Thank you,
How'd it go,
Crimson.
cowboy?
Thank you.
Seems I'll be sticking around. Guess I'd better get used to things around here.
Good to hear. About time someone helped Andy with his work. Seems you vampires have a lot of problems to fix. Name's Crimson, by the way.
Fine meeting you, Crimson. How do you know so much about what Andy's doing?
Pillow talk. I'm his blood partner.
Ow.
No shit. How's a mortal get hooked up with an ancient vampire?
I'm a rock climber. I stumbled into one of his lairs in Madagascar, found a cave while climbing a mountain, and there he was, naked in a hot tub.
God, what a way.
Dang. Must have been a sight.
You ain't kidding, cowboy. Didn't expect a luxury apartment with a gorgeous naked vampire inside of a mountain.
I would not expect that.
We hit it off, and he asked me to come back here with him. I like an adventure, so I said, what the hell? I'll date the gorgeous Dracula. But what are you doing talking to me, cowboy? The blood's running hot on the dance floor, and these kids don't mind a little biting.
Ain't no way I'm dancing. There's gotta be a better way to get something fresh to drink.
Reinhard, look, it's the sexy old guy again.
Oh, look, it's the Goths.
You should buy us a drink, old guy. You'll probably get lucky. Actually, you will definitely get lucky.
Do I have to dance?
Pleasures of the flesh ain't exactly what I'm after tonight.
That's because you haven't experienced these pleasures with us yet. Buy us a drink and you will discover great satisfaction by uns.
Tell me alcohol's bad for. I don't have the money to be buying. I'm
I
sorry.
ain't buying you a drink. All I got are good old-fashioned dollars.
I like American money. All we have on our money are buildings. You have all the sexy old men.
Oh, Maxie's got a thing for the old men.
All right, I'll buy it. Which of them old men are sexy?
I like Hamilton. His posture is just so powerful.
There is a dollar coin that has Eisenhower's face on it.
Oh, you are right. Eisenhower is, how do you Americans say, a snack?
Yum.
I get it. You like older men. Look, kids, you seem like nice enough folks, but I wasn't planning on buying drinks tonight.
Stop teasing the cowboy, Kinder. They're just messing with you. Drinks are free here.
Ah, that's why the drinks are. Why he said his bar runs at a substantial loss.
Dang, really? Ain't never been to a saloon with free hooch.
Call it a drink exchange.
Huh. So, everyone here knows they might be sharing blood?
Only as long as there's consent. We like to create a safe environment here. Why don't you take Reinhard and Maxie here back to the kink room?
The kink room.
Wait, kink room?
Mm-hmm. You're not in Kansas anymore, cowboy. We are not afraid of sex here.
I'm from Missouri, but point taken.
Nobody has to do anything they don't want to do in there. Just have fun and drink your fill, handsome. I'm sure I'll be seeing plenty of you. Maxie, Reinhard, this is one of our special customers.
Ach so, ein Vampir.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking we are all getting lucky then.
My neck scrubs with anticipation.
Nope. I'm gonna be a good squid.
Dang. Guess I'm going to a kink room then. Thanks, Crimson.
I knew a man who wore this much leather couldn't be boring.
Yeah, well, you got me pegged.
Not yet. I haven't.
Is that what we are doing now? Give me the document and I will sign myself up for it.
Well, I really ain't in Missouri no more. Look, I'm more into biting.
Oh, your teeth look perfect. Are you going to bite me with those?
That's the plan. Who's going first?
Oh, me.
Well, step right on up. Remember, Sammy boy, just stick the tips of them fangs into the blue veins and we'll all have a nice time.
Do I have a problem with biting? Oh shit! It's a game. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Du Dummkopf, du hast mir in die Arterie gebissen.
Well, quit moving.
Oh, das hat sich gut angefühlt.
I know what fucked up in the first one. I know that much.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Is it my turn yet?
Sure thing. Come on over.
Oh, Reinhard, the hot old vampire wore me out.
Blood-sucking buckaroo.
Me too, Maxie. I feel as though I have set up a mail server.
Oh my god.
Reinhard, mein Zuckerfledermaus. Ich bin so müde, sexy zu sein.
What does that long word mean? Oh my god. Hold on. I'm sending it to Boar. I'm asking him what Zuckerfledermaus means. Boar speaks German. I do not. I mean, I tried, but you know, I tried to learn, but I was not a smart squid with language. Language is very hard for me to capture. So, you know, it's a little bit of a tough. Zuckerfleder, I mean, it means blood-sucking bat. Oh. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Flossie.
I will get us a taxi cab, Liebchen. Und du, cowboy? Next time we will talk about that thing you mentioned earlier.
Dollars?
Oh yeah, sure thing, fella. Maybe I can tell you some Eisenhower stories. Now that I've had something to drink, I should probably get to my coffin.
Samuel, wait a moment. I see you got your fill. Are you heading out?
Yeah, I figure I could use some shut-eye. I locked up my coffin over at the storage center.
Oh no.
Storage center. Please, you can use my guest coffin. I insist. You must be well rested for the challenges ahead.
Like their mouse is flying mouse or bat. Ah, okay.
Guess I got a big night tomorrow, huh? I should get a good day's sleep.
Wonderful. Please, follow me.
Well, dang.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
mighty plush. Guess it's one of them smart coffins.
A smart coffin.
Let's see what's on TV. Hey, I remember this movie. We were so proud to finally get some representation.
Is this Nosferatu? I think it's Nosferatu. You only know a few German words.
Not sure I should stay up watching movies, though.
Yep, it's Nosferatu.
Well, ain't much else to do in here. I think it's about time I hit the hay. Hope I'm cut out for all this.
I know some bits and pieces of German, though.
Samuel, good evening. I hope you slept well.
What a day. I made it to Andy's club in Lisapig, Leipzig. Folks are real nice here. A couple of goths were real friendly. They got a darn tootin' bartender and even a friendly greeter. He don't talk too much, but I can tell he's an introspective sort. Now, Andy, that's a hell of a vampire. He's got this presence. You can tell he's 3,000 years old, and that's freaky as heck. But he makes you feel at home, but naked. I don't know how to describe it. I went to my kink room. Yeah, Sam Wells' kink room. My big brother would have gotten a kick out of that one. I ain't gonna write about it here. I should have got some sleep in this fancy coffin Andy let me anyway.
Like the dead, as they say.
I was hoping to save you some breakfast, but I've already sent them on their way.
Oh, that's all right. I'm still pretty full from last night. Them goth types were practically throwing themselves at me.
I am not surprised. Perhaps I should be concerned that some of my guests will follow you home.
Well, gosh, if I still had mortal circulation, I'd be blushing.
Why are you so embarrassed, Samuel?
Ah, hell. Guess we should just save it for therapy, huh? We gonna get started now?
If you like.
Why not? I'm eager to get going. Let loose, Doc.
Very well. Let's start with the first question any therapist asks then. What brought you to me? Why is becoming a therapist so important to you?
That's very true. Every therapist I've ever met has asked, like, what brings you here? And, you know, what do you hope to achieve in these meetings and everything?
Well, gosh, I remember what it was like. Being all angry, hungry, and scared all the time. It ain't no way to live. When I see vampires acting the way I used to, I just need to show them there's more to unlife.
And why is that up to you?
You, of all people, know how lost our kind can be. Preying on the weak, dating mortal high schoolers.
Twilight.
I've got to make them see their potential. That's what I'm here for. I know it.
That is a lot of responsibility to place on yourself.
You got a funny look in your eye. Am I doing one of them distortion things?
You are.
Most perceptive. Yes. Perhaps you can tell me what it is. When you say you are here to make vampires see the world differently, in what way are you distorting reality?
Either Nosferatu. Control fallacy?
I guess that's a control fallacy, right? I can't assume I'll be able to help other...
Very good, Samuel. Control fallacies are hard to avoid when one feels strongly about something. Your fate is not to transform every vampire you ever meet, even those who are your clients. You will do what you can do, and that is enough.
It's true.
But I am eager to learn how you developed this desire to help our kin find a different way of thinking.
Well, like I told you when I first V-mailed you, I was a real nasty son of a bitch when I first became a vampire. When I look back and see what a no-account piece of shit I was, I ain't nothing but embarrassed. It all seems pretty stupid to me now. Here we are living forever and all we can do is kill? It's the dumbest thing I ever did here.
I am going to stop you for a moment. Stupid, no-account piece of shit, nasty son of a bitch, dumbest thing. Do you hear the way you are talking about yourself?
With respect, sir, I earned all them names. I killed women and children. Half the ghost towns out west are my doing. I didn't think of nobody but myself.
Pretend you are my therapist. If I sat here and called myself a no-account piece of shit, what would you tell me?
I'd say you were doing some labeling. And I guess I'd tell you to look at yourself a little more kindly.
Extend the same compassion to yourself then, Sam. How are you to move on from being a nasty son of a bitch if you are labeling yourself? If you wish to be a guide to other vampires, you must start with compassion for them and for yourself. So, now that you've gotten all that horrible name-calling out of the way, please tell me, how did you find your sense of purpose?
Well, I was on the run, you see. The Wild West was ending, and the Pinkertons were starting to get the better of my gang.
Are you Arthur?
I went into hiding and found a strange group of folks out in the country. They knew I was an outlaw right away, but they didn't judge me for it.
You know, it seems maybe I should have switched the days. I should have done Red Dead today and this tomorrow.
They didn't even care that I was a vampire. They welcomed me like a friend, even shared their blood with me. They taught me how to appreciate the beauty of the night, and I started seeing things I'd never noticed before. They taught me my letters, philosophy, and how to question things instead of being scared of them. I think about them every day of my own life. They somehow freed themselves of all the judgments of the time and were better off for it.
These must have been the 19th century American transcendentalists, yes?
Yes, sir. I'm glad I died when I did, because their like just don't exist no more. Once my community died out, I started walking. That was something else they taught me how to do. There ain't nothing like having a walk and a think. I walked in nature for about 90 years.
Think of his
Just took
boots.
in all the grace and beauty of my country. I guess I was kind of selfish, though. I should have been helping other vampires the way the Transcendentalists helped me.
Why?
Why waste 90 years walking when I should have been helping others? Seems pretty obvious to me. I could have done a lot of good in that time.
But you weren't ready for
But
it.
your should turns that which you could find fulfilling into a duty. You create an extrinsic motivator. Should statements are another cognitive distortion, something created by your own mind. Nature asks almost nothing of you.
That is true. Should statements. Sometimes we judge others and ourselves with arbitrary rules on how things should be, and then we get hopping mad when our expectations aren't met. Should statements can put a lot of pressure on us, but there ain't too many universal rules. Heck, we should probably be dead because our hearts ain't beating, but it seems like that ain't true. For examples, I'm a vampire. I should live in a castle. When you're in a gang, the gang needs to be your family and no one else. A cowboy must never show fear.
Even if your should comes from a place of good, it creates undue pressure. And what do we do once we are no, he's hot! Resent the shoulds. We procrastinate. And as you know, we have a lot of time to procrastinate.
That is very true, Maddie. Both of them are smoking hot vampires. Or are you just talking about just Andy?
You got that right. Why do today what you could do next century?
Exactly. Should statements remove the intrinsic joy from that which you find fulfilling?
Hold on, though. Ain't there some things we really should do?
Of course, there are things we must do. But nature herself tells us what they are. We invent the rest. Here, let me give you an exercise. Listen closely. See whether you can find the should statement that is a distortion. I should go to the vampire dentist. You know what they say. If you have bad fangs, you get bad blood. I should drink blood today. I should take my blood partner Crimson out on a date. I should be wary of sexually transmitted diseases.
I mean, you should.
Did you miss my should statement? I should go to the vampire dentist.
I think it's
you
this
know what
one.
they say. If you have bad fangs, you get bad blood.
That's the one. No one should go to a
That
dentist.
is not true.
Damn it.
How
No,
long has
okay.
it been since you've seen a dentist, Samuel?
No, not since the Civil War, and I'd rather keep it that way.
We'll talk about that in another session. Let's try again. I should drink blood today. I should take my blood partner Crimson out on a date. I should be wary of sexually transmitted diseases. Did you miss my I should drink blood. I should take my
Is it this
blood
one?
partner.
Saying you should take Crimson out on a date is a should
Oh,
statement.
yeah.
You've turned something you want to do into something you have to do.
There we go. I got it.
That's right, Samuel. You know, I couldn't be more pleased with you. Your time in nature was clearly well spent.
Well, thanks, I suppose. But if you don't mind my saying so, I hope you're treating that mortal lady right.
Thank you. Please, ask her yourself. I imagine she would share her blood with you. You look like her type.
It's the old vampire man she's into. If I were immortal, I'd probably live alone as a hermit for one thing, and probably never ever marry. Probably learn all the new languages just so I could talk to people, because I got the time. Probably pick up new hobbies as well. Yeah, that is definitely a thing. Like, people are like, "What would you do?" And I'm like, I don't know. I would probably just read a lot and try to do all the things that I thought I couldn't do because of obstacles in my own life. Maybe I like Wolfie says, pick up hobbies. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just go to therapy all the time and just try to figure out how to fix myself.
Hold on. I've only been in Europe for a couple of days. I ain't gonna go after my teacher's girlfriend.
She does what she wishes, and that is why I chose her as my blood partner. Samuel, even if it beats no longer, you have a good heart. I think you will be an excellent therapist.
So far, that good heart of mine hasn't amounted to much, but I'm willing to give it my best shot.
You are uncomfortable with praise, aren't you, Samuel? Every time I say something positive, you find a way to negate it.
I do that too.
I just don't think I should be doing any bragging. I spent my first 50 years killing, spent the next 90 walking in the woods. I've tried to walk a better path since then, but I ain't no saint, Auntie.
I did not say you were. Having met several so-called saints, I can attest that none of them were either. I understand your discomfort, Samuel. I, too, have done terrible things that I cannot erase. But is erasing the good I have done worthwhile?
Well, I guess when you put it like that, it sounds kind of silly.
It's another cognitive distortion, one that mortal psychologists call disqualifying the positive.
On account of the nasty stuff I've done, I feel like a real good-for-nothing sometimes, but that disqualifying the positive, canceling out the good and leaving the bad. It ain't a distortion to see the positive in yourself in a situation. It's just being honest. Examples: the Three Stooges just smack each other in the heads a bunch, though I still like them. Yeah, I guess I could turn into a bat, but any vampire worth their fangs can do that. She rescued a kitten, but drinks mortal blood every night, so one good deed means nothing. Also, I'd probably work the graveyard shift and then make all that extra money.
I understand that the actions of your past are difficult to bear, but what we are here to do is
all good
accept
with me.
reality, with both its positive and negative aspects. I am not saying that you should disqualify your negative actions, but merely note when you disqualify the positive ones. Let us try an exercise. See whether you can challenge me when I disqualify my positive deeds. I am Andromochos, one of the most powerful vampires alive.
Nope.
Before I became the vampire I am now, I did exceptionally terrible things.
No?
I have defiled the innocent. I have killed countless people.
Quite possibly.
The good I now do pales in
That's the one.
comparison to the evil I have done.
That's the one. You're literally disqualifying the positive by comparing it to the evil stuff you done.
Well done, Samuel. I believe the recognition of this distortion will serve you well when you start to see clients tomorrow.
It said I learned 5 cognitive dysfunctions.
Whoa, tomorrow? I only just started learning these here cognitive distortion things.
I will, of course, be with you. You needn't worry. I can sense your instincts and will help you.
But tomorrow, I just don't feel ready yet.
My friend, we are never truly ready. But if it would ease your concerns, we can practice with further examples. Would that be helpful to you?
Yeah, sure, I could use it.
Yeah, I think I could use the help.
Very well, Samuel. Let's try some examples. I will give you a statement, and you find the cognitive distortion in it. I am far sexier than movie vampires. Therefore, I should be a movie star.
Oh yeah, that's an easy one. That's a should statement right there. But you're not insecure enough to be an actor anyway.
Excellent, Samuel. Would you like another exercise?
Yeah,
If
one
I
more at
cannot
least.
consume high-quality blood, I might as well drink blood from Florida.
Okay, listen. That, no one deserves that, okay?
That's Nosferatu thinking, ain't it?
Correct, Samuel. That being said, I am sure there is still decent blood to drink in Florida, but I would bring a test kit anyway. Would you like another exercise?
I think I'm good.
I think I'm good.
All right, Samuel. You must be hungry now. I suggest you get a liter inside you. We have a big night tomorrow.
How much is a liter?
Just get enough to drink, Samuel.
I
You will
don't
not be
know
able
your
to work if you are hungry or tired.
I don't know your measurement system, I'm sorry.
Please excuse me. I do have a date with Crimson tonight. I suspect I shall not return until nearly morning.
Oh, yeah, of course. I hope you have a nice night out, Mr. Andy.
You as well, Samuel. Rest in peace.
I didn't hear your thoughts on my immortal lifestyle choice because ads.
Samuel.
I'll tell you in a
glad
second.
to see you are awake. Your first client is on his way.
I had said that I thought about the same kind of things, that those would be nice, and that using the night shift would help you get a lot of extra money. Let's see, I learned some more therapy stuff today. Figured I've been doing a lot of this disqualifying the positive thing. I feel like I gotta be humble after the shit I pulled back when I was a bastard. But maybe that's the shame talking. Andy says I'm ready to start seeing clients now that I got my head wrapped around this whole cognitive distortion thing. Can't believe it's happening so fast. Went for a nice walk, exploring Lesbrig. There's a music school here and the kids are always performing stuff. I tried asking for O Susanna, but the kids don't appreciate good music. Dang kids with their CD-ROM music. The wax cylinder was fine. I love that. Nah. Oop, right, client notes right here.
What, already? Look, Mr. Andy, sir, are you sure I'm ready for this? These are people's brains I'm messing with.
Fear not, my friend. You are a powerful vampire in your own right. To be so young and have so much empathy is quite a gift. All you need to do is listen, and I know the truth will reveal itself to you.
Shucks, wish I had your confidence.
Well, to a limited extent, I can see the future. If you are about to misinterpret a client's distortions, I will set you back on the right path.
You can see the future.
It's not that impressive, really. You start to see the patterns after 1,000 years or so.
Well, dang. If seeing the future ain't impressive, that's gotta be a distortion. Disqualifying the positive, it's gotta be.
You barely require my aid as it is. If you need guidance, I will provide it to you telepathically. Don't think about it too much. When you are 3,000, such things will cease to impress you. Let us look at your first client's case file.
Dr. Drain, huh? He ain't got no first name?
He is a class of 1614 graduate of the Royal College of Physicians. He's been studying the nature of blood for the last several centuries. He became a vampire after a post-mortem blood transfusion experiment. Now runs a global pharmaceutical research company. Is now concerned he's developed an addiction to the drug of his own formulation. Suggestion detected among irritability on the phone, invest drains, drinking, and sleeping habits. All right, he's 450 and English.
Many vampires go by one name. Families and titles seem to become more abstract after a certain age.
I feel like if you were immortal, hearing music change would be a nightmare because you'd constantly tell yourself it ain't music. That, or you would totally forget what century something musically comes in. Like sometimes when I took a class called the History of Music, and one of the things they had was we had to tell like what kind of like the writer of music it was and what time period it came from. And at that point, I felt like a vampire. I was like, I swear to God, I don't know. I know what this is.
Huh. So is it funny that he kept the title?
Indeed. You catch on quickly, despite your habit of disqualifying the positive. I will let you work now. I shall be meditating in my coffin, but I will sense when you need my help.
But
Samuel, I know you can handle this. Be yourself, and all will be well.
Took his chair with him. Bats!
Satan
Oh,
bless it all, I hate flying.
oh, soft. Ugh.
Oh, hey there. God's blood, what on earth are you? My name's Sam. I'm the new therapist. Make yourself comfortable, Dr. Drain. And American as well. Good God. It's not enough for you lot to take over the world of the living. Even the halls of the dead aren't safe from you. Oh well. I suppose your lot are all into this touchy-feely stuff, aren't you?
I'm pretty sure it would be. Very
And
stressful.
Ignorance, even American ignorance, is bliss, I suppose. Oh, sweet ignorance, how I do wish I knew thee. Damn it, how am I gonna work with this fella? I gotta ask Andy.
Are you all right, Samuel?
You gave me this fella as my first client?
I love the television look.
Why not? He is clearly hiding very little about his state of mind.
How am I supposed to help him when he already sees me as the bad guy?
Use your instincts, Samuel. Think about how you have felt in your darkest hours. What does this poor vampire want?
Wants to complain?
I think he just wants to complain.
Perceptive, Samuel.
Oh,
He can
okay.
hardly stop himself, can he?
So, what, I just let him complain?
Of course. Just give him a starting point to let it all out. It will make him feel better.
Well, if you say so.
Don't worry, Samuel. You are doing wonderfully. I will release your time now.
Well, are you just going to sit there? I was just gonna ask how your trip here was. My trip? My trip was bloody wonderful. Until my familiar got a flat tire and I had to fly 30 kilometers here as a bat.
Good lord.
I hate being a bat and I hate flying. Do you know an owl tried to eat me?
My God, no.
Me, a creature that has lived for centuries, treated like common prey. I'm surprised he was even interested. You should see what an ugly little beastie I am when I transform. All I could do was screech and squeak until he went away. Well, I suppose I'm alive, in a manner of speaking anyway.
It's true.
You all right there, pal? Yes, I'm fine. Well, I'm not, of course. I wouldn't be here otherwise. But for the sake of conversational integrity, fine. I take it you've read my case file and know why I'm here?
Mm-hmm. Think you have an addiction?
You're here for an addiction problem. Yes. Embarrassing, isn't it? What's to
No.
be embarrassed about? I remember when Ulysses S. Grant was president. Didn't seem to bother him. Oh, well, of course. How wonderful it is that I share the mental failings of people who only live a single lifetime. Hey, come on now. There's a part of us that's still mortal. Can't help that, just like we can't help being dead. So I'm discovering.
Yeah.
Look, I just need some tips and I'll be on my way. Just give me all the tricks. Whatever one does to make addictions go away.
Depends on the addiction most of the time.
Tips? Let me think.
Suggest a hug. There is no easy
Partner,
solution.
there ain't no tips that'll magically cure you. But I'm here to listen. You know, I never in my life thought anyone would ever call me partner. Like partner, but not with a T.
It's true.
And I know how you English love your tea. Thank goodness we can still process tea. We cannot live on blood alone. I appreciate the concern, though. I must admit, I rather saw myself above this whole addiction thing.
A lot of people can.
But tell you what, let's not worry about being above or below anything. You're here now, so let's see what we can do. What exactly are you addicted to? It's a form of plasma, a catalytic compound of my own design, a necessary component of my own scientific goals. You're losing me. Well, let me try to make it simple. I have been able to replicate and even alter the molecular patterns that vampiric erythrocyte surface receptors receive.
I thought you were making it easier.
Our unique physiology gives us an increased ligand affinity, which is how we are able to process blood the way that we do.
Uh-huh.
I can extend this receptivity and thus achieve my true goal: synthetic blood, freedom from the hunger that plagues us, and hope for all humanity.
You know what? That got me back in.
Well, dang, that sounds pretty impressive, Doc. Well, it doesn't work without a vampiric catalyst, and that is the plasma I am addicted to. Pathetic, isn't it? I have spent 400 years trying to steal the secret of blood, only to be engulfed by it, like Prometheus walking into a fireplace. Pathetic? Doc, where the heck would you get a word like that? You've come up with a synthetic blood. Man, I can barely get my spurs on some mornings. Maybe you've had a setback or two, but give yourself a little credit, compadre. Credit? For wasting 400 years? Practically speaking, I'm in the same place as I was back when King James was in power. Only now I have a drug problem. Perhaps I must face facts. My professor was right. Nothing we ever do will make a damned bit of difference.
Samuel, listen to him. Do you recognize his patterns of thought?
There's some distortions in there, ain't there?
I knew you would sense them. Invite him to talk more about this failure of his.
I'll do my best. Now hold on just a minute there, cowpoke. I've heard you talk a lot about failure, but it sure sounds to me like you ain't thinking clearly if you think you're a failure.
It's true.
I am a realist, that's all.
Eh.
Look at me. 400 years of study and still dabbling with leukocytes.
Either control phallocyte or disqualify.
I don't know many people who would call working with leukocytes dabbling. I mean, I gotta admit, I have no earthly clue what you're talking about. So unless you made up all them science terms, I think you might be doing more than playing with a chemistry set. Perhaps. But if we consider all there is to know about blood, I know precious little. But you know something. Yes, I concede I might know something about blood. I would hope so after 400 years.
Hope
You
so
still
too.
got more knowledge about blood than most, whether it's been 4 years or 400 years, amigo. Let's get back to what you were saying, though. I'm saying I am surely the oldest, most well-studied doctor in the world. I should have achieved more than this.
You should.
Well, who said you should have achieved more? Isn't it obvious? I should have something to show for 400 years of work. And what happens if you don't? Absolutely nothing at all. Well, that's my point. That is not as encouraging as you think it is. Ain't meant to be encouraging, just showing you a little reality. Well, it's all my fault, really. I cannot seem to motivate my scientists to reach the necessary level of dedication. It's always shocking to me how little urgency mortals have around death.
Control fallacy.
So it's all your fault that you haven't come up with the perfect synthetic blood. It can't be anyone else's fault. Only I have the skill, the knowledge, and the experience. Pardon me for saying so, Doc, but it sounds like what you're doing is pretty dang complicated. It sounds to me like you're some kind of god if you expect control over life itself. Please, I'm a scientist, not a spiritualist. It is not control I seek, but understanding. And are you ever gonna have perfect understanding? No, of course not. I'm not a wizard. So how about not putting saving the world on one person, Doc? That is a simplification, but I take your point. As I was saying, now that I'm addicted to my own drug, I have joined the ranks of mortal celebrities in my utter irrelevance. That's a pretty dark read on things. You know, lots of folks get over their addictions. Yes, but not me. I'm trying to tell you that even if you are addicted, that ain't the end, hermano. You got a lot of life and opportunity left in you.
Sorry, there's an EV in my. Damn it! It escaped already. I was gonna get an EV. Ah, damn.
If you can call this life.
I can.
Now hold on there. That's what I call Nosferatu thinking, straight from the coffin. Life ain't all black and white. It's got its shades of gray too, you know. Oh, well played, cowpoke. Perhaps I am being a little dramatic. Yes, I'm aware that in reality progress has been made, enough to get to this point. But I didn't come here to ask for a pat on the back and to be told I'm a good boy.
That help you, chat? If somebody patted you on the back and called you a good boy / good girl / whatever you'd like, you would.
Ain't my department, but I hear they do some of that stuff downstairs. Yes, yes, we all know very well that the Continentals are more sexually liberated than we are. But as I say, I don't want all this therapy stuff. I just want to stop using this damn drug. So what's so good about this stuff anyway? Why do you like it? I'm not certain. I don't remember what happens after I take it, but I wake up feeling, how do I put this, alive. Well, that don't sound so bad. A good nap can make me feel like a new man. I'm not talking about feeling refreshed. I mean I feel alive.
Ooh.
As if I'm someone else, someone who lives. And I wake up and find, oh gracious me, I am not depressed.
Oh God, he's discovered antidepressants.
You mean to tell me that you're going to sleep depressed every night? Oh, nothing of the sort. Oh well, I'm glad to hear that. You are assuming that I can simply go to sleep and my global scientific enterprise will run itself. Oh wait just a gosh darn minute, you're telling me you don't sleep? Yes, it's not as though we can get much deader already, and I have work to do.
Oh God, he learned melatonin.
So you're not sleeping, and you're always depressed. I think we're starting to get somewhere. Oh, don't be such a bumpkin. If you are a sapient individual, aware of the world around you, depression is the only sensible reaction. It has nothing to do with sleep.
Control fallacy?
Depression is the only sensible reaction. He makes the goths downstairs seem almost joyous in their perspectives, doesn't he?
Oh, don't be such a bumpkin. If you are a sapient individual, aware of the world around you, depression is the only sensible reaction. It has nothing to do with sleep.
No, not as far as
Depression
this.
is the only...
Oh, don't be such a bumpkin. Regardless, I didn't come here to be a whiner. Oh, boo-hoo, life is hard. Yes, we all know it's hard.
No,
Dr.
well,
Crane is...
Regardless, I didn't come here to be a whiner. Oh, boo-hoo, life is hard. Yes, we all know it's hard.
oh, damn it.
Dr. Crane is calling himself a whiner for being
Oh,
sad.
he's labeling,
God, now why'd you say coming and talking to me makes you a whiner? Is that not what I currently am? Sounds to me like you're expressing yourself. Whiner is the word you used. Yeah, if you want to call it whining, that's up to you.
I thought we were
That's
back at the other
entirely your
question.
label. Oh, very well, call it moaning or whinging if you prefer.
No.
Moaning, whinging, bellyaching, still all just labels. I don't believe I shall be using the term bellyaching in any case, but as I was saying, in the moments I wake up, I feel free. I suppose it must be what being an ignoramus feels like.
Oh, damn
So,
it.
for once in his life, he experiences a positive in feeling and he immediately invalidates it. Perhaps we can simply diagnose him as English.
Oh, dear
In the
you.
moments So you're telling me you feel good when you wake up, and then you call yourself an ignoramus?
Like I said, I think he figured out what an antidepressant and melatonin is.
Before you even get a chance to reflect on feeling good, you're insulting yourself. That's what I like to call disqualifying the positive. I'm simply stating facts. Stating facts shouldn't impede an argument. What good is that fact doing anyone? It's about as useful as an empty holster, lest I somehow forget that you are a cowboy. About this drug, though, it wears off rather quickly, but I must admit that I've been chasing that feeling of false contentment. Partner, I gotta cut in here. You're saying a lot of things that just ain't true. Start from the top. Oh, don't be such a bumpkin. If you are a sapient individual, aware of the world around you, depression is the only sensible reaction. Come on now, it's a big world out there, and different things are depressing to different people. Everyone reacts to things differently. Ain't it true that a sensible person, as you call him, might even be a different degree of depressed?
True.
Very well, I suppose I might have been using a bit of mild hyperbole. Mild is putting it mildly, buckaroo. Buckaroo?
Now I'm even more depressed. Oh, very well. I suppose I might be discounting my experience.
I don't know how to say this, amigo. You really don't like letting yourself be happy. Honestly, I'm failing to see the problem with taking this stuff. Seems like it's making you get the rest you need and it makes you feel good. What's the problem?
First of all, I do not need to rest. And partaking of this plasma does have downsides.
What kind of downsides?
I do not know what happens when I partake of the substance. However, when I wake up, I feel refreshed. But I also smell of blood and sex. Once I even woke up wearing a football jersey.
Oh
It
my.
was most distasteful.
I guess you must be having some kind of good time.
That is not my idea of a good time. I'm Dr. Drain. I am intelligent and worldly, not some ill-bred monster. I don't go gallivanting into godforsaken places to engage in depraved coitus and the consumption of dirty blood.
It sounds to me like you're real good at denying yourself things.
True.
Well, I should be better at it.
Oh, should?
You know, Doc, a wise old vampire recently told me something I'm about to tell you.
Andy's gonna pop up and smack us in the back of the head.
You keep talking about the things you should be doing. You, compadre, are shoulding all over yourself.
Chat, you shouldn't all over yourself.
Oh, well, that is vivid, isn't it? I can now add incontinence to my already considerable list of faults.
I'm being serious. I'm listening to you tell me I should be doing this, and I shouldn't be doing that. But who gave you all them shoulds and shouldn'ts?
I don't know. It shouldn't matter, should it? I've been dead for over 400 years.
It's the oldest stuff that sticks with us, amigo. We all got traumas.
It's true.
Heck, we're dead, man. That's traumatic no matter what. What we gotta start with is you. You've been through a lot. Don't rope yourself up so tight. Listen, we're doing good work already, I know it. Now, let's not push too hard. I would really like you to think about where all them shoulds are coming from before we meet again. And be good to yourself, all right, partner? Don't feel like you gotta go cold turkey on that plasma stuff.
It's true. Even when dealing with addictions, they don't cut you off cold turkey most of the time.
Yes, well, all the same, I'd rather not do it at all.
Is that actually gonna happen, though?
It might.
You're dipping into it tonight, aren't you?
I was thinking about it.
All right, partner. Just give yourself a little compassion. That's all I'm asking.
I'll admit, you've given me some things to think about. Not pleasant ones, mind.
You can handle it, partner. You're way smarter than I am.
Yes, well, that is certainly true. Very well. I shall do some reflecting, inasmuch as our kind can reflect. I shall see you in precisely 4 weeks, then. Farewell, Sam.
Masterfully done, Samuel. I knew you would do well, but that doesn't make me any less pleased.
We completed our first client session.
Well, that was a hell of a rush. That fella's holding on tighter than a holster to a gunslinger's hip. It felt real good to help him look at himself a little more kindly.
Good, Samuel. Treasure this feeling. But also rest. Go downstairs, get something to drink, relax in your coffin. Next week you shall see a new client. I think they will be an interesting challenge for you.
Oh, shoot. Clients. Okay, I haven't written anything yet.
I bid you good evening, Samuel. Rest in peace.
You too, Andy. Well, I guess it's time I got me some grub. Well, that's it, I guess. My first client. Can't believe I'm doing this therapy stuff already. I sure could use a drink. I'll check in with Crimson.
Well, if it isn't Yosemite Sam. How you doing tonight, partner?
Better already, hearing from someone from the States who knows the lingo.
I'm not from any states, cowpoke. District of Columbia girl here.
Which is because the capital doesn't count as a state or even a district.
I figured you must have been coastal. You sound a little more, polished than I do.
You should hear my German.
Oh, maybe some other time. My brain's full tonight. I had my first therapy session with a real client.
Oh, yeah? How do you think it went?
I think it did pretty great.
I reckon it was a bullseye on my end. You should have seen me. Labeling, blam, disqualifying the positive.
Kapow!
I'm glad to hear it. Someone has got to sort these vamps out. They know how to hold on to their problems.
You ain't kidding. Living or dead, once people hit 70, they get pretty dang set in their ways.
Too true?
You know Andy still uses a typewriter? I can't get that gorgeous man to see the light.
Typewriters are fun, though.
Keep it up, cowboy. You're a breath of fresh air for these ancient ones.
Anyone ever tell you you're wise beyond your years, Crimson? You must have had some life.
Afraid I'm exactly as wise as my years. How old do you think I am, cowboy?
30?
You're somewhere around 30, right?
Close, but very far away.
What do you mean?
I'm 50 years young.
Holy shit!
50? I died around that age and I look like shit. But you ain't a vampire.
Like I told you, I'm Andy's blood partner. He shares his
Oh.
blood with me too, just not enough to turn me into one of you.
Okay, I gets it.
I've been 30 for a good while now.
So started to do the blood thing when she was 30, so that's why she looks like that.
But you ain't joining our team? Sounds like a story.
Not for tonight, buckaroo. I bet you're thirsty after a big night. Andy told me to give this to you.
Oh yeah? What is it?
We had a group of Americans come in last week who donated their blood. Andy can't stand the stuff. He says the blood glucose levels are too high.
Too much
But he
sugar.
thought you'd appreciate it.
Oh, it ain't so bad. I gotta ask though, what does Andy's blood taste like?
To me, it tastes like life itself, cowboy.
I ain't sure I understand.
Never you mind. Look, Tex, I've got some customers to serve, so go enjoy your juice, okay?
Oh, of course. I'm keen to get some rest anyway. You have yourself a fine night, Crimson.
There he is, my incredible protege.
Hell yeah. See. Do I have any more notes on my person? Yes, we do. Dr. Drain is addicted to a plasma that makes him black out and do things he dislikes doing. He likes a logical approach, doesn't sleep, irritable, maybe because he's not sleeping, loves should statements, and maybe a fair amount of disqualifying the positive. Obsessed with work, doesn't seem to like vampires? X. Next time I should figure out what the heck this plasma stuff actually does. Alright. Like this happens in 2004. April 19th. I met my first client tonight, and hoo boy, he does not like me much. As though he doesn't like anybody much. So I can't be too disappointed. Poor fella, I've never seen someone so high-strung. Well, maybe Pussifer Jones, but 80 years later, and the memory of him still makes me laugh. That kitty even hated John Muir. I think all his animals loved him. She'd even hiss when eating her food. It was the darndest thing. I picked up that Dr. Drain is a real should statement kind of fella, but I think I should help him out. If I can get him to take a nap, I think he'd be a lot less grumpy. He would be.
Come on now, I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm disqualifying the positives.
Evidence stands against that reasoning, my friend. Do we need to talk about disqualifying the positive again?
All right, I get it. I guess I've been muddling through okay.
You've been doing wonderfully. I hope you are ready for a bit of a challenge tonight.
Heck yeah.
Your next client has been known to be somewhat difficult.
Sure, what's
Here,
up?
Look at her intake form.
Isabella Deste. Dang, she's got some funny tasting hats.
I wonder if she's got, yeah, Renaissance origin. That would explain the hat. Isabella Ite, a key figure in the Italian Renaissance, funding the works of Leonardo da Vinci, Andrea Montenegro, and Michelangelo. She received a humanist education and knows much about history, art, music, and philosophy. She comes from a highly aristocratic background, but has endured considerable family issues through the generations. States that she is undergoing an existential immortal crisis, suggesting her life and unlife have been meaningless. Suggestion, be exceedingly polite. Okay.
I think you should get along quite well then.
Walked right into that one.
Isabella is not your average vampire. She was once the powerful matriarch of one of the most influential families in Europe. She fraternized with popes and kings, and she also wielded great power over the art world. Some say that she was the model for the Mona Lisa.
One of them highfalutin types, huh? I don't think she's gonna like me much.
She is as human as any of us, Samuel. I already know you will find a way to relate with her.
This is kind of good. I like this. Like a different type of place.
If
I
you
can't wait
say
to hear
so.
her.
Remember, you can always seek my advice if you feel lost. You are not alone, but I hear the beating of elegant wings. Breathe, Samuel.
I have a fear of bats. I don't know why. I'm gonna get that beautiful Vishala and be like, why didn't you tell me there were bats?
Oh, and do be polite.
Ooh.
Goodness. So you are the new therapist Andromachos told me of. I was not expecting someone so rugged.
I love the look of her. I love her.
Sam Wall's at your service, ma'am.
You are a therapist.
I am indeed.
Well, that's what I'm here for, ma'am.
Enough with this, ma'am. I am not running a whorehouse. You may call me Senora.
Signora.
All right, Signora.
Signora? Must you assault my ears with your Neolithic grunting?
I'm doing the best I can.
Then speak properly. Repeat after me. Signora. Say it.
Signora.
Signora.
Signora! Signora!
Signora?
Porca miseria, this is not going to be easy, is it?
It is not.
Therapy ain't never easy, Signora.
So, therapy is always easy then.
I said it ain't never easy, Signora.
Is therapy easy or is it not?
We did use a double negative.
Not, I guess.
Oh, how are we to examine my inner demons if your own speech is so diabolical?
You know what? Let's start over. Greetings and salutations, Signora. I am most honored to receive you in my humble office.
That's a start.
Very well. I suppose it will do.
Oh, I love the look of her smile face,
I'm
too.
just here to help, Signora. It says here on your intake forms that you've been having a tough time lately.
A tough time. Indeed, yes, it has been a tough time. The realization that not only am I a corpse, but that I have been a useless corpse for nearly 400 years is a tough time.
So what set off this feeling that you're a corpse?
I saw a film at the cinema.
Hey, I love the cinema.
Bond with her over actors, because she really likes artists, I think.
Dang, them actors can really light up the screen sometimes. I'll admit, I'm pretty into the celebrity gossip scene. Who's hooking up with who's making waves? I can't get enough of it.
A foolish obsession. One must appreciate art, not the artist. If common mortals knew what Caravaggio had done in his free time,
Fair
they
enough.
would burn every one of his paintings.
They'd have to know who Caravaggio is first.
Oh? Do you know who Caravaggio is?
Maybe let's get back to talking about what it was you saw at the cinema.
It was a most terrible film, one that shook me to my core. The pain of it lingers with me still 5 years later.
What vampire movie came out 5 years ago?
Well, movies can be pretty powerful. Heck, I remember seeing one of the first films. There was a train coming right for the audience. We thought we were dead for sure.
This film was not powerful, it was meaningless. It said nothing, did nothing, less than nothing, as loudly and garishly as possible. And the audience, fools that they were, cheered, applauded this desecration of the mind. I hate this film with all my being, for it has done the cruelest thing. It has revealed the dark truth. This life that I cling to has no purpose.
Dang, what the heck was this movie?
Space Wars. Rise of the Spacewalker.
Wait a minute. Space Wars, the big science fiction franchise?
Yes, I believe it is important to understand modern media diets.
But that's the movie that gave you your personal crisis?
Mind your tone. Do not think me a fool. I know it was not high art. But the money it made, it would make even the Pope blush.
You're right there.
This stinking trash. This is what the people want. You see, I understand now. My attempts to infuse art with meaning were pointless. All that I am, all that I ever was, is dead.
No, hold on.
For such a complicated woman, the answers are overly simple for Signora d'Este, are they not, Samuel?
Okay, so Nosferatu?
You see,
You don't seem that dead to me. We're having this conversation, ain't we? You ain't just lying there decomposing.
it is no different. I might as well be rotting in the ground.
I think you might get pretty bored.
Are you getting smart with me, boy?
No.
Look, I'm just talking facts. If you're saying all you are is dead, I think you might be doing some Nosferatu thinking. It ain't black and white. You're here. But let's go back to what you were saying.
Once, I elevated art, and all the world benefited. Why have I lost my power to elevate art now?
All the world benefited? There's a lot of people, and they got a lot of different preferences. You can't get them all, can you?
But I could, once upon a time.
They were in your area. It was a very small thing.
You can't reach everybody, Senora. I hadn't even heard of the Mona Lisa until about 1911.
Did you have any schooling whatsoever?
No, I didn't. But I don't think anyone in my time knew about the Mona Lisa either.
Oh, how wonderful.
We're
You
just
add to
making
my
it
despair.
worse.
I'm saying you can't reach everyone, even in your own time.
It's true.
That is true. I doubt the rabble had much of an opinion about the so-called great masters.
We only know what we know. But you were saying,
It was all for nothing. What good was guiding Da Vinci when they sell the Mona Lisa on beer coasters?
come on now. Just because the Mona Lisa's been on a coaster doesn't mean that's all it's ever been for. I think you might be downplaying just what an impact you've had on the world.
The world needs no help from me to reduce my life's efforts to cheap commodities.
So just because something gets printed on a t-shirt, that cancels out everything that's good about it?
Yes, that is exactly what it does.
And I thought I was good at disqualifying the positive.
It should not be so. Art should have meaning, purpose. Beauty should expose truth.
It should, but
You're saying art should have meaning and purpose. But does all art need those things?
yeah, did it?
What is the purpose of creation otherwise?
Sometimes just joy.
How about if I just like doodling? Ain't that a good enough reason to draw?
It is a pointless reason.
Well, maybe I want to do something pointless. All I'm saying is that I don't have the same shoulds you do.
Perhaps you should.
But I don't. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Which is speak like a peasant.
That's true, yeah.
Heck, that's what I am, Senora. Ain't nothing gonna change that reality. Let's get back to what you were saying.
But it seems I am just a dead woman. A walking corpse who is not worth listening to. I should walk into the sun.
Now, why have you gotta go and call yourself names?
They are not names, they are my reality.
Yeah.
I am a dead woman.
You're an
and
undead
I am
woman.
a corpse, am I not?
You're undead.
Is that all you are?
This is how I am defined by the world.
I think you're a gorgeous, amazing Renaissancean woman.
Seems to me you're the one using them names. Hell, I think I'd be a little afraid of calling you a corpse.
As you should be. Allow me to continue. You know, you make me sound rather mad. Like an old woman, railing at the world, screaming into the void, all to no purpose.
Maybe a little bit.
Look, Senora, all I'm trying to do is show you where you're a little rigid in your thinking is all. You're expecting a lot from the world and a lot from yourself. It ain't no surprise that you're gonna be disappointed over and over again.
I suppose that is some insight. Indeed, I have been in a state of disappointment from the moment I was 16.
Same.
What happened when you were 16?
I got married.
Shit, right.
I think I get it.
You absolutely do not get it. You are a man.
Well then, help me understand.
Frankie, my husband. He taught me the meaning of disappointment. He taught me the world was built upon lies. These things men proclaim as values. Truth, beauty, the spiritual. They were all fiction. But if men did not live according to principle, I would. I would set the example and shame them all. Yet, what a fool I have been to think humanity had greater aims.
So, what's this greater aim you're talking about?
Beauty and truth thing?
I received a humanist education as a child. I was taught that the pathway to God was through rationality and a questioning mind, not slavish devotion to tradition.
Definitely a Renaissancean thinking, which happened after the Black Plague took out much of Europe and made them see, like, is there a point to the way we've been doing it before?
This world is not Eden, but it could be. Or so I thought.
So you're talking about a literal pathway to God?
No, fool. A pathway to godliness. To live according to our natures. Our true natures.
But dude, notice
You mean being vampires?
Come now, boy. Nothing could be further from natural. All this foolish hissing and copulation and blood drinking does not bring us closer to God.
it was the Italian
But
thing,
it
huh?
does give us more time to find the path.
Well, talk to me about this pathway to God. How do you reckon we find this path?
I reckon nothing. I've always known that we can find our way back to God by fulfilling our human potential to be the greatest souls possible.
You really think we've got that much control, Senora? All we got to do is be perfect, and then we've got our pathway to the Almighty?
Yes, it seems quite clear to me.
Yes, that's all we have to do. Why, how is perfectness not attainable?
Senora, if that's how it is, it ain't no wonder you ain't forgiving yourself or anyone for the slightest mistakes. I would ask myself if anyone really has that much control. But keep talking.
I have always known we must master ourselves and our baser instincts. Virtue must triumph over vice.
No.
You know there have been many entities over time that have tried to control humanity. They have all failed, and the Senora would do well to remember it.
I have always...
You know there have been many entities...
I have always known we must master ourselves and our baser
Labeling?
instincts.
No.
You know there have...
I have
Disqualifying the
always
pot? No, it's a control fallacy. Damn it!
You've been around a while,
I've been
Senora.
thinking about that.
In all that time, when have we mastered ourselves?
I just thought it was weird we have two control fallacies right next to each other.
Not a single day. Men especially have no bottom to their depravity.
I mean, have you met a bottom?
All right, fair enough. So us fellas have disappointed you every day for a few hundred years, right? Ain't that proof that nothing you do is gonna change that?
An evil thought, Mr. Sam Walls, but true, I concede.
We're in agreement then. It's a little bit of a control fallacy. Do you think that's gonna change because of you? Well, let's keep going.
I have always known that the earthly lives we lead are disgusting, and only war and death can come of them.
Now, hold up just a sec there, cowpoke. You really think all we can do is sow death and destruction?
I do not poke cows. Do I look like a farmer?
The furthest from it, Senora.
Come on, Senora. You've been alive to see what? 15, 20 billion people live and die? You really saying death and destruction is all each and every one of them ever amounted to?
Well, perhaps not individually, but as an immortal, I look at the greater arc of history.
Well, most of us ain't looking to contribute to the greater arc of history, but that don't mean life's pointless. That's some Nosferatu thinking, I'll tell you what. But let's continue.
I tell you what.
I have always known the people have become fat and lazy, and living within the Garden of Eden is impossible in such a state.
Nope.
Our esteemed client is very good at coming up with names for others.
Is it disqualifying the
I
positive?
have always known.
Our esteemed client is very good at coming up with
It's
names
labeling.
Sounds to me like you're coming up with labels for kicking people out of the Garden of Eden. Is that all we amount to? Fat and lazy?
Look around your own country, boy. Look at me. See my disgusting rolls and saggy features.
You, Vishala, come here. Come closer. Come here. You didn't tell me. You didn't tell me there was bat noises and bat things in this vampire game. You didn't tell me. But hi. Hi, Vishala.
Would you let me into the Garden of Eden?
I'm terrified of bats.
Well, sure, why the heck not?
I am glad you are not the gatekeeper then.
You rather have a gatekeeper who wouldn't let you in? Listen, Senora, you gotta go easy on yourself with them labels. Well, let's keep talking, though.
I have always known we should act with dignity if we would take our place at God's side once more.
I think this here's the meat of it, Senora. The filet mignon.
God, we're killing her. We're going to kill her. I'm sorry, but you know, most Western vampire lore has them turning into bats. I know. I just... I hate it. I hate it. No, it's been good, Vishala. It's other than the dealing with the minor amounts of bat noises, which I know are coming. So other than a shudder, I'm okay. It's been good. I really like Senora. How are you doing today?
I fear your French is even worse than your Italian.
Here's the thing, Senora. Who came up with all them shoulds that'll take you to God?
The Pope.
Why, the greatest thinkers of history that I studied in my youth. Plato, Aristotle, Cicero, Aquinas.
Sounds like a bunch of dead guys to me. They really had it all figured out way back when, huh?
Well, of course not. How foolish do you think me?
Good, you're at work? Oh, I'm so sorry. No, I didn't say I'm working. You're just being held in a physical state there. It's pretty
Not
great.
at all, Senora. Just questioning where all them shoulds are coming from. But let's keep going.
So you think you are so very clever, do you, boy?
Yeah,
That by pointing out my distortions, you have won.
I do.
That is where you are truly the fool. I already know how wrong I have been, that I have been chasing an impossible fiction all my life.
Yep.
Indeed, I now believe that even if we did follow the pathway to God, once we reach the end, we would discover that he, too, was a work of fiction.
Damn.
When I say God, I mean goodness, propriety, intelligence. God himself is a lie.
I see. So you've lost your faith.
Yes, it has crumbled to dust, much like myself in this fat, wretched old body. Beauty and truth are lies. Ideas developed by ugly men to justify their existence. While we occupy ourselves chasing those ideals, they create space wars to leech our money and our vitality.
God, first she lost her faith and then she lost her fantasy. God, no.
And to think, they call me judgmental while they created the false ideal to judge against. You don't think I'm judgmental, do you, boy?
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it that way exactly. Besides, I ain't gonna call you names. In fact, that's where I think I want to challenge you. Senora, I think the person you're judging more than anyone is yourself.
Indeed.
I know you got raised with all them high ideals, so of course you're getting disappointed when nobody can reach them. That's some heavy pressure, not just on them, but on yourself. I'd ask yourself what all that pressure's doing for you. Is it bringing you any satisfaction? We can't always control what things are gonna be.
This is not acceptable.
Damn it. Okay,
Hold on, I know this one. What the heck she mean it?
Oh,
Say
okay.
that again, Senora?
Girl
I
fallacy.
got some bad news for you, Senora.
I was like,
None
it
of
was
us
either
really has the
Nosferatu
power
or
to change
Control.
the world on our own. Not even a clever lady like yourself. I suggest we start working on ways of helping you find a way to accept the world for what it is.
But the world is base and unworthy.
Completely away from the game. I am reading a historical book right now. It's called The Six Wives of Henry VIII. And when I'm done reading that, my book that I've chosen, it was a small little book that I got when I was at the romance bookstore a couple weeks ago. And it's the bookshop's called Tropes and Trifles. It's literally just all romance. And they had Carmilla, which is the book that came before Dracula. And so I'm very excited to read about that. It's vampires, y'all!
Remember that term I told you about? Nosferatu thinking? You're gonna strip all the color out of the world if you keep doing that. The world's a lot more than just base and unworthy.
Nosferatu thinking. I am not used to having my own thoughts thrown back at me.
Well, that's why you're here, ain't it? I ain't gonna help you change the world, Senora. All I can do is help you find some other perspectives.
I suppose there is a certain simpleton's wisdom in the way you speak.
Thanks, I guess.
Very well, boy. I will consider what you have said. We will meet again in exactly 4 weeks.
Isabella, did
Do
you
we have an understanding?
But Isabella, did you understand that today, in 1677, the first medical publication in America, a pamphlet on smallpox, was published in Boston?
Yes, indeedy, Senora.
Ugh. Please learn to speak properly by then.
Well done, Samuel. I believe you handled Senora d'Este quite well.
Oh my god, her last name's Este. Oh my god. Yeah, the Borgia Este. Oh, never mind.
Kidding? That lady straight up hates my guts.
Samuel, if Isabella d'Este hated your guts, she would not be shy about telling you so.
That is true.
That I believe.
The older we get, the harder it is to gain a different perspective. Have patience. We are not all as wise as Samuel Walls.
Guess it's just that simpleton's wisdom, as the Senora called it.
Do not adopt her labels, Samuel. I will not stand for it. I know she was a challenge, but you rose to it as I knew you would.
Hers was a little harder to pick out, but it was good. It was good that Andy was there for us.
I think you deserve a night of hard drinking. What do you say?
You don't need to tell me twice. All right, Andy. I'll see you later then.
Indeed, Samuel. Enjoy yourself. Excellent work tonight. Rest in peace.
I will. Don't you worry, I will. Bum, 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 bum.
Dang, I think that's enough abuse for one night. I could use a drink and a quiet night.
Isabella Deste thinks her life was meaningless because modern art is meaningless too. Apparently this Rise the Spacewalker movie set her off. Extremely high-minded, major issues with her former husband, thinks most people are corrupt, especially menfolk, which makes sense about possibly the marriage she did. Used to be a devout Catholic, not so much anymore, likes to be in control, a lot of control fallacies. Next time I'll dig into the family stuff, seems there's a lot of anger there.
Hey, cowboy. Why the long face?
I'm a little horse.
I used to say the same thing to my princess.
Your daughter.
My horse, actually. She never really understood the joke, but I still like telling it to her.
I still made a horse joke.
You didn't answer my question, Gunslinger. What's got you down?
Oh, I just finished up with my second client. She gave me a tongue lashing to remember her by. You ever talk to someone who's so educated and refined that they make you feel like a space alien?
Only everyone I ever met in law school. At least until I learned to speak their language.
You're a lawyer?
Was, and no, I wasn't the blood-sucking kind, before you start with the vampire jokes.
But it was so
Just
easy.
a wide-eyed DC do-gooder.
Aww.
But I get what you're talking about. People can use language like a membership card. You don't speak the lingo, you don't get in.
Well, that's just what I mean. I just ain't sure I've got the lingo for a 500-year-old high society Renaissance woman.
Well, how do you think your session went? Think she heard you?
I think she did hear me. She just didn't want to give in to the idea that she did.
Well, she did say that I'd given her some stuff to think about. And to tell the truth, she seemed kind of embarrassed about that.
So what? If she heard you, I'd take the W, cowboy.
Take the W? What, the wagon?
The win, perhaps? Maybe she isn't gonna relate to you, but that doesn't mean she can't hear you.
Oh, you're probably right. I guess I'll take the W. And while you're at it, I'll take some B too. That's blood, see?
What are you in the mood for? Men? Women? Something a little more off the beaten path?
I think I'll have some takeaway tonight. What have you got?
Here, try this. Should put some color in those cheeks.
You really ain't squeamish, huh, Crimson?
Nah, healthy blood never hurt anyone. I've been hanging around vampires for 20 years, and they aren't so scary.
No, a vampire would not like my blood. I'm too anemic for them.
Not even Bert.
What, that old pointy-eared teddy bear? He's a total sweetheart, unless someone gets aggressive or touchy with the customers.
What does he do then?
They get a stern warning.
And if they don't listen?
Why, then he eats them.
Well, maybe he is a teddy bear. I met Teddy Roosevelt back in the night, and I'm pretty sure he would have done the same thing. Speaking of which, I gotta thirst something fierce. I think I'll head back to my coffin for a little rest. But you have a good night, Crimson.
You too, Sam. Don't let the Draculas bite.
Time to crack open a warm one. That's the good stuff. Now, maybe I can find a quote from one of my favorite books that'll help give me a little inspiration. Or I could watch the Three Stooges hit each other a whole bunch. Or I could just go to sleep. What's it gonna be, Sammy boy?
I'm gonna read some Thoreau, because she did want us to get more intellectual.
My profession is to be always on the alert, to find God in nature, to know his lurking places. I always like that quote. I ain't a God-fearing kind, but it's true. There's a natural beauty behind the man-made world if you know where to look. Isabella Deste's all culture and breeding, but underneath, she's got her vulnerable and beautiful humanity too. I just gotta remember that. Oh, all right, that's enough for one night. Time for some rest. I hope my next client will be a little easier.
How big is this coffin? It's gotta be friggin' huge. Ma boufle.
Samuel, good evening. I am glad to see you looking so fresh and well slept.
I'm gonna say. Na-na-na. Had a doozy of a client tonight by the name of Isabel Deste. Holy hell, that is one strong lady. I was shaking in my boots half the time talking to her. I read up to her on Wikipedia and was glad I hadn't done that before the session. I would have been even more scared. I'm surprised we could even have a conversation. She was Pope Leo X's sister-in-law. How the heck do you deal with a family like that? I've had a nice week otherwise, been exploring the graveyard in Lesbig. They're real fancy here. Guess it ain't a surprise it's had so many goths. Ooh, while we're doing that, since it's been about 2 hours, I want to make sure the pups are taken care of and make sure, boop, anything's needed. I'm going to refresh my water and all that. So I'm hoping you all won't mind. I'll see you real quick. Please enjoy the music. Hey everybody, I'm back. Hope you had a good time. Sorry, I was trying to get the pups in, and this time it was Mookwa who didn't want to come inside. It was crazy. And then, I think it's because it's later in the day, she jumped up on the couch waiting for me to get onto the couch to have our snuggle time. And I'm like, no, Moo, it's work time. I'm just grabbing my blankie. I grabbed my tortilla blankie that Stitchy got me for Christmas. And she was just like, no, it's snuggle time. And then she'd like started to sit like a weird, you know, a weird, what's it called? Like a weird teddy bear. So it's kind of cute, but like, nah, it was all good. We're going to go ahead and pause our music here, and we're going to head back to the game. Let's see what we can do.
Uh-oh, something tells me I'm in for it tonight.
The truth is seldom unseen by you, my friend. Tonight, you face perhaps one of the most difficult challenges a therapist can face.
Oh no.
The fact that you may not be able to help everyone.
Oh dear.
In truth, I have failed to help clients with this particular disposition many times.
Hey, I'm new at this. You're nigh on 3,000 years old. If you can't help them, how can I?
Mm.
It is not guaranteed that we can help every client. To think we are powerless to help any is a cognitive distortion itself. I believe you know it.
Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to pick one. Oh, shit. That just
Come now, Samuel. What distortion is it to believe that we cannot help anyone?
No, Sprout.
Come now,
You
Sam.
know,
What distortion is
control
it to
fallacy.
Yeah, all right, control fallacy.
There we go. I got this. I got this. It took me 3 times. You can help some folk,
That's
yeah.
right. Here, take a look at this case file.
Theater feller, huh? I've known a few of them in my time. They can be a little, self-absorbed.
Yeah. Edmund Kean, 257, British. Edmund Kean is a highly influential Shakespearean stage actor during the Georgian period. Edmund, oh no, Vishala. Credited with more personal interpretations of the character as opposed to pantomime performances. Lived with tumultuous, I can't say the word today. Life on stage dealing with alcoholism, sex scandals, and entitled behavior. Stitchy! Hey, what's up, honey bun? Wishes to return to the stage, but expresses great anger at critics who might review him poorly. He demands respect as the greatest actor the world has ever seen. I also like this little, why aren't there no more? I know what the answer to this one is. No. No. Pretty sure I like the touch of, like, we talked about how Andy really only uses typewriters. Ow. Thank you for the squirmy cookies. And I like that it's all typewritered out. I'm not gonna read it. You can, no. No.
He's looking for therapy because people don't like him, it says?
He is one of the most revered actors in all of history.
No.
So he might have a few cognitive distortions.
Just a few.
A few. He may not recognize them, Samuel, but
You can
all
do it through a
do
sound
is
thing if you
present
want it
reality
read.
to him. He comes. Remember, I will give you whatever advice I can. Good luck, my friend.
I hope I'm up to this.
Away he rolls.
Is this vampire I see before me?
I'm Sam Walls. I'm your new therapist.
Your dress, your bearing, your hat. You also are forgotten by time.
Breaking news.
Yeah?
Squid tells wife she wants divorce.
I just don't want to read it. No. I gave you all things so I could have to read things.
Oh, how fortuitous. A kindred spirit, perhaps. A therapist should know pain, I say. Most excellent.
I mean,
Tarnation. Can't get a break with this here hat of mine.
No, it's perfect. Do not change a single thing. It gives me faith.
it does.
Faith,
Love you, Stitchy.
my dear vampire, that you can help me.
Well, I hope so
I'm
too.
gonna do everything I can. I promise you that, amigo.
Do not do so lightly. Darkness dwells within my damned soul. You journey into my pain at your peril, and I cannot be your Virgil.
You're who now? Anyway, you wrote in your intake form that you're here because...
Go ahead. You're confused with your sexuality. Mortals don't appreciate you.
mortals don't appreciate you, you said.
Fire! Hey, Frankenator gamer, or gaming bit. How you doing today?
Indeed.
and I fear they cannot. They must die to appreciate life. As mortals, they cannot ask the immortal questions.
Get a jet. Hope you all have a good day. Hope you have a good one too, Flossie. Thank you. Tell Squirmy we're still using his cookies. A bendy themed G Fuel flavor drops Thursday. A dark sour plum. I don't know how I feel about plum flavoring, but it sounds kind of good. I'm not sure if I even like, I don't like sour, to be honest. I don't, but you know. Yeah.
What is life?
Are you getting it?
For us who do not live, why are we here? Why do we continue? What do we do when death has no meaning?
That's a good question.
And what a piece of work is vampire. How noble in stature, how infinite in life.
Sir, I am dressed in a tortilla blanket and drinking water from a frilly looking container. I don't know how infinite is life. You know what? I'll indulge him.
In form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like a demon.
Mm-hmm.
In apprehension, how like a bat. Ah, the beauty of the night.
How are you doing, by the way? How you doing? I'm gonna let him have this. He's paying for therapy. I'm letting him talk.
And yet, to me, we are but the quintessence of dust.
He is so dramatic. Overindulged. Should I cut? Did you ever cut him off, Vishala? I like half want to see how far he's going. I did, but you do you. I'm gonna let him.
Dust upon dust. Already that whence we came.
Well, that was a lot.
I am theater buff. Let Edmund perform his monologue.
You understand, don't you? Death has no meaning, because life never had meaning.
I mean...
To die, perchance to sleep.
All right, that's enough of that.
Yeah, I can let you get through the monologue.
Why we're all here, why are you here? Well, that is, what exactly drove you to me, partner?
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Well, a pustule of a theater historian I recently seduced and killed sprang the seeds of doubt in mine corpus. He was writing a biography of the great Edmund Kean, and I thought mayhap that I would favor him with a secret or two.
Okay.
He said my acting style would now be considered archaic.
I mean, yeah.
Though I drank him to the last, I fear his cruel barb was sharper than my fangs.
And now the story about you will never be written.
This embossed carbuncle of corrupted blood caused me to doubt myself. Are all men such fools? Will I ever find my audience again? Or did they die long, long ago?
I mean, there's still Shakespearean plays being redone.
Help me purge these mortal concerns from my mind, dear man.
We're always gonna have doubts, compadre. That's normal. But I think I can help you see things a little differently. So, he said your acting's out of date. Why don't you just tell me why it bothered you so much?
Because it's simply not possible. Acting became a noble craft entirely because of me. In truth, I am perfect.
Hold on a sec there, partner. Acting became a noble craft because of you? That's a lot of control over a whole skill.
Yes, impressive, isn't it? So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so lives mine art, and this gives life to thee.
Well, those are some pretty words. You make that up yourself?
It is the bard himself, boor.
Fair.
Well, maybe he had something to do with the development of your craft then. It ain't been just you.
Well, naturally. But Shakespeare's works are simply words upon a page without me.
Well, I don't know about that.
Padre, I think you know he gave you a leg up in your career. You can share in the success a little.
Just a touch.
Oh, there are celebrated actors in these times, yes. But any success they have is due to my beating the path for them to follow.
Oh,
This
no.
is a special client. Remember that his distortions can be about others, not just himself.
Right, so that's
Oh,
not
there
right.
are
This
Nope,
is a
okay,
special
damn it.
client. Remember that his distortions can...
Oh, there are celebrated actors in these times, yes. But
Oh, wait a minute. You're saying that every actor's success comes straight from you?
of course, even the greatest among my art would have been consigned to obscurity had it not been for my advancements.
Every single one of them ain't had nothing of their own to give to the theater?
Well, I suppose one or two
Oh.
actors in the last 300 years have impressed me.
Oh, only one or
Don't you
two?
think they deserve their own success?
I suppose mortals are owed their 15 minutes of fame. One must have some pity for them. We are not monsters, but the actors of modern times. They are shallow, beggarly parrots. Parrots who screech the lines, but do they know them? Do they feel as we feel?
So you're saying modern actors are parrots?
Indeed, they are only mimics, and thus no better than a well-trained bird.
Didn't you mimic?
You don't think they're actually birds, do you?
My dear boy, they live such short lives. What else can they do but ape the words and actions of their forebears?
But when you call them birds, you're just labeling them that. You ain't giving them a fair shot.
Oh, come now. I was clearly employing a little dramatic license.
But you're in therapy. You don't need the dramatic license.
But we're here to talk about truth, all right, compadre?
It is my gentle direction that takes the craft to higher echelons, and mine alone. Acting does not evolve without me.
You're saying only you can change the course of acting?
It is demonstrably true. There is acting before Edmund Kean, and there is acting after Edmund Kean.
Kind of like BC, but it's EK.
But there's so many types of acting out there. I mean, I remember when vaudeville came out, but I don't think you had anything to do with that.
Vaudeville? Ugh. Like so many American arts, an art of the grotesque. You plunge a dagger into the heart of subtlety.
So you didn't have nothing to do with vaudeville?
Oh, devils below, no.
What about silent? What about the silent
I
plays?
mean, you got a little control fallacy, hombre. Mortals got wills of their own.
Yeah, indeed. I suppose I don't want any responsibility for the things the Americans create anyway. These critics should honor me, as is my due.
You're saying critics should honor you. Well, what happens if they don't?
Then they are not doing their jobs properly. I do not ask for their laudations.
Yeah,
without
valid.
cause.
You mean valid? Yeah. Oops. Just smack right into my microphone. It's okay. I just want water. I'm so thirsty.
But if a so-called critic does not recognize my contributions to the theater, what do they know of the theater?
Maybe they just got different taste.
Uneducated taste, perhaps.
If they are just uneducated, why should they appreciate you?
An interesting point. I suppose I cannot blame them. Thou fiend! You are cruel indeed to beat a man when he is at his most vulnerable.
That's therapy.
I am here so you may help me cope with a world that has gone mad. Not so you might attack my every word.
I'm doing no such thing. All I'm doing is pointing out your reality. If we're gonna cope, we gotta be honest about the world.
And I say that you are a villain. I come to you in desperate need, and you respond by mocking my desperation.
A little.
Why would you do this to me? Do you not know what pain I am experiencing? Do you not know that I, as an actor, feel every sling and arrow more keenly?
Hey, that was from the Bard.
Art thou a therapist or a murderer that you would push me so to the brink? Do you want me to commit suicide?
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to hurt you. I want to help everyone who comes to me.
Samuel, a moment, please.
Andy, I got a real problem here. I think I'm not cut out for this work. This fella's right. Why am I attacking him when I should be helping?
You're doing both.
First of all, should statement. You will do what you will do, and that is all, Samuel. But look at the candles. What do you see?
The candles? Oh, they seem fine to me.
Look at the flames.
I actually was looking at the flame behind his back when he was talking. I'm like, those look really good. I'm just saying.
Wait a minute. They're getting higher, ain't they? What the hell's going on?
Your client is very powerful. He has his own unique skills earned through the ages. His skill in gaslighting is so intense that it affects the world around him. He is altering reality to fit his distortions. Be watchful, Samuel. Do not let him.
How do I stop it?
Yeah, how do I?
Be persistent, and above all, be honest. He does not control your reality.
I await your apology, sir.
I don't have anything to apologize for.
I don't have anything to apologize for. All I did was point out some truths in the things you were saying. Now, if that makes you angry, fella, I don't know what to tell you.
You wound me, but I am strong. I persist. I fight. I know my worth, sir. I have fought and died for my art. I shall take my business elsewhere, and vampire society shall hear of your quackery.
Quack on.
Stop him, Samuel. It is not anger, but fear that drives him. Show him he has nothing to fear from you.
Kiss him.
Now, I wasn't trying to rile you up none.
Yet I bared my undead soul to you, and you treated me like a pincushion with your sharp pricks.
Yeah, well.
Pricks ain't got nothing to do with this, Edmund.
I mean, nope.
Now you seek to proposition me? Of course, it always goes like this. To you I am a void, nay, a whore, to use as you please.
Whoa.
Like I say, go on then, use me.
Whoa, no.
You are losing him, Samuel. It is time to remember what makes you special. You are not just a therapist, and you are not just a vampire. He is afraid, but you will conquer his fear.
Easy, boy, easy.
I soothe you like I've soothed many horses. Let me tell you about my horse. Her name was Cookie.
I shall not go easy, I shall not.
Ain't nobody gonna hurt you. There's a good vampire.
A good vampire? What on hell?
You're safe now. Ain't nobody here to hurt you or make you feel bad.
But
I'm your buddy. That's us. We're just
buddies. We're just buddies.
Buddies? Yes. A friend. A friend. A friend who wishes to help me.
Yes.
You feeling better there, compadre?
I must confess that I am. Though I scarcely understand how.
Oh, now I can see it. The flames went down a little.
Hey,
Okay.
Well, that's just great. I want this to be a comfortable place for you.
Yes. Yes, I do believe you. After all, your profession is in many ways similar to acting. It is no wonder that we find common ground.
How is therapy like acting?
It is the exploration of the soul, is it not? A journey into pain and truth. We see those pains and truths and reflect them onto the cruel world.
I guess that's true. That is true. Vishala, did you get to finish this game?
I ain't sure I quite see it like that, but it's true that reflecting is important. Kind of funny when we can't look in a mirror, huh?
One of death's cruel ironies. Thus must we see our reflections in the mortal audience instead.
You care a lot about what the mortals think about you.
Of course I do. Why should I give a fig about what we dusty old folk think, eh? Most of us are stuck in our relative pasts, if you'll pardon the offense.
I mean, pot calling the kettle black, sir.
But all them folks die. You're what, 300 years old?
Don't remind me. Yes, they die, but I cannot. I must not. If I do not exist in their hearts, there is only the purgatory of oblivion.
You cannot, you must not. You're talking like there's only one future.
For me, there is only one future, save oblivion.
Come on now, that's a little extreme.
'Tis not so. What else have I but the stage?
Well, that's a fine question. I'll tell you what, though, compadre, you are more than the stage. What if theater just didn't exist?
Perish the thought. Perish it with all due enmity.
I mean, yes, but come on, there has to be something else.
Unlike some vampires, I am not some blood-guzzling parasite who will idly sit and wait as the world turns.
You calling most of our kind parasites?
I am, for that is what we are, if we are nothing else.
All right, let's just forget the part where you're insulting other vampires, myself included.
Heck yeah.
If you say that you're a parasite if you don't do something, you're gonna be scared as hell of not doing that thing.
As an immortal, I aim for loftier goals.
Can you hit those goals if you're busy being afraid of turning into a parasite?
Ah, but your humble speech does belie the true wisdom beneath. I am indeed cruel to myself.
Indeed.
I died for the stage, so I should live for it as well.
Well, why should you live for the stage?
What was my death worth if the stage does not matter?
I mean, it did, but it doesn't have to be everything.
But it's only you who's saying your death ain't worth something. Your shoulds are fatal. Ain't that a lot of pressure?
Perhaps. Though one might argue that all great actors must be forged in fire.
But is acting really the most important thing in the world?
I shall assume that you jest. Vampire society's of no use to me. We are so few, and I cannot have an adoring crowd without a crowd.
Nope.
Edmund is being a little choosy with his odd.
Vampire societies,
Vampires ain't got nothing to offer you.
nothing they can give, no. Vampires do not understand
Really?
the guard.
The vampires don't understand the avant-garde.
Vampires have a lot to give. We got time to understand things mortals just can't. I think you're disqualifying the positive things about us vampires.
Oh, perhaps. But an understanding of the stage is not one of them. You know, I see what you are doing.
News.
The motivations of man are well known to me through my art.
And what am I doing?
You are mocking me,
No.
undermining me, causing me to doubt myself. I know thy purpose, wretch. This therapy business is all a ruse.
Do I need to
You would
horse
lay
talk
me
him
low
again?
and claim dominion over me.
All I'm trying to do is help you, friend. Reality's a lot easier to deal with when you can accept it for what it is.
True.
So, now you doubt my sanity.
I do not.
Is there no end to your japes and jabs? I shall not break. Oh, you shall see. The tides of cruel seas will crash upon me, but I do not wither.
So do you want me to set you up for an appointment in 4 weeks?
I know thy game, trickster. You wish to keep me in your debt. The more I doubt myself, the more you take from me.
No.
You think you are clever, but thy tongue outvenoms all the worms of the Nile. Will, what have you to say for yourself? Speak, that I might hear thy bile.
Tame him like a wild horse.
Easy there.
What?
I know you're upset and you're scared. I ain't gonna hurt you.
But you want to hurt me?
No.
Good vampire. Ain't you sweet? Yeah, it's all right.
Give him a little blood-soaked sugar cube.
You really don't want to hurt me? You'll keep me safe?
I'll keep you very safe, yeah.
We're safe. Ain't no place safer than right here. We're friends. That's right. You're my buddy now. Just my pal Eddie.
In truth, I am oft left bereft of friendship. Our kind can be difficult.
You mean vampires?
No, actors.
Ah, okay.
But to sense one is not alone in all the world is a feeling to be cherished.
You
It
ain't
is.
alone, I promise you. Whatever bad stuff we're living, someone else has lived it already.
'Tis so. Many geniuses were unappreciated in their time, with wonders of their craft consigned to history's dusty pages. Even the bard himself did struggle.
He did.
There is some comfort in that.
Common nocturnality. We all got the same needs, man. Blood, safety, and sex.
Indeed. I, too, am akin to the doomed Achilles, though my sore spot lies not so low, but twixt stem and stern.
What?
Ain't my place to comment.
Oh, seems the spot is no secret to you after all.
Maybe we can talk about that some more in your next session. I think you did pretty dang well today.
Yes. Yes, I suppose I did. I am rather good at therapy, aren't I?
You are the best, Eddie.
If you're here and wanting to get better, yeah, I'd say that makes you pretty good at therapy.
Well, one mustn't rest on one's laurels, must one?
No.
That's right, Eddie. Okay, I'll see you in a few weeks then.
Aye, we shall vanquish my demons together. I cannot tarry. The stage awaits.
Dang, what the hell was that?
What the hell?
One of the darker malignancies of the mind, dear Samuel.
You sure I'm up to this?
You were masterful, Samuel.
I don't
You
know.
were able to take your knowledge about cognitive distortions and turn their definitions outward. And we must speak about this equine ability of yours in your next session.
I soothe the angry vampire with a sugar
Oh,
cube.
that. Yeah, I learned a lot about myself through my horse.
Save it for our next session. Rest, Samuel. You have faced a great danger. Now it is time to drink and be merry with the Goths.
Well, I'm not sure I'd call them merry, but they know how to cut loose. All right, Andy, I'll see you later.
Good night, Samuel. Rest in peace.
Do, 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 do.
Well, that was one of the weirdest experiences of my life.
Edmund is afraid to get back into acting because he's afraid of getting anything but universal praise. Self-centered mindset believes he determines what acting must be, diminishes the thought and opinions of others. Champion gaslighter. Try to convince me I was attacking him. Sees the world through theater. Next time I'd like to dig in on where this all comes from. Why is this guy so insecure?
I probably want to forget that. I should go talk to Crimson.
If it isn't Sammy the Kid, plop that butt down. Got a shot prepared for you.
Well, thanks, Crimson. What is that? Bloody Mary?
No, a Bloody Steve.
Of course it is. How's the crowd tonight?
You know, it's funny. They're a little on the weird side tonight. Must be a full moon out.
Oh, you ain't kidding. I just had my first therapy session with the strangest fella
I wonder if
ever
it comes
met.
with a cheeseburger or the Bloody Steve.
The actor type. Used to be an international celebrity back when I was alive. Well, seems like fame's a nasty drug.
Like Andy says, people are people. Doesn't matter what era they're from. Feeling good about your session, though?
Yeah, I think it went well.
He was pretty confrontational, but he was happy to talk about himself at least. Andy says the real clients to worry about are the ones who've got nothing to say.
I get that. Being a human isn't easy. You gotta be pretty damn privileged to have no problems at all.
That's true.
Oh, this fella definitely has plenty of problems. I think he'll be keeping me busy.
It's a big world out there, cowboy. Full of vampires with no self-awareness.
Well, ain't that the truth? Well, here's to change then.
To change?
You, drinking Andy's blood there?
Andy's? Nuh-uh, this is a plain old mortal drink. You think anyone would want to drink that man's blood from a bottle when they can get it straight from the source?
I mean, you got a point.
I suppose they wouldn't.
I'm not proud to drink blood, Sam. Wouldn't be doing it out here.
I didn't mean to cause offense, ma'am.
Not your fault. I guess I shouldn't be offended.
Shouldn't.
Who's telling you that you shouldn't be offended, Crimson?
Yeah.
I know this blood drinking stuff is complicated.
Damn right it is. Look, I have customers to deal with, but let me give you some advice, Buffalo Bill. No therapy in here. What happens at Eminard happens with consent. Got it?
All right, that's fair, and my sincere apologies. It won't happen again.
That's right.
Oh, damn.
She needs it.
I've gone and made myself unwelcome. I better get out of Crimson's way.
You.
Hi, gorgeous.
Huh? Do I know you?
I know you. I've been watching you, vampire.
All right, you got me. Pretty sure I'm supposed to be keeping this stuff a secret, though.
Not in here. But you wouldn't be able to keep the secret from me anyway. I see everything.
I get that with the eye motif.
My name is Panoptabella.
Panoptabella, nice.
It means I see all, and I am beautiful. I saw you in the kink room with Reinhardt and Maxi, and now I see that you are thirsty and would like to drink.
Yep, that is so.
Come, drink from my neck. I wish to see what it is like.
Oh, okie dokie. Oh my.
Yes, I see now. That was very pleasant. Thank you. You will go to your coffin now to sleep.
Well, if you wanted to cuddle.
It is normal for vampires to enter a state of torpor after consuming the blood of another.
Well, maybe I'll like to cuddle.
I wish you an excellent torpor, vampire.
Thanks, I guess. I guess I better get some shut-eye. This night has gone on long enough.
Good evening, Samuel. I hope you are feeling well rested. I have a new client for you.
Just finished up with a new client, and this guy was a lot. Fella nearly burned the saloon down with his gaslighting powers. He's an actor type, which I don't have a lot of experience with. I never really got into the theater stuff, except maybe watching some vaudeville. Something about watching people tumbling and smack at each other with blunt objects just speaks to the soul. Oh, so I pissed off Crimson last night. Tried to do the whole therapy thing on her without her permission, and she was hopping mad. I gotta remind myself that just because I'm learning to be a therapist doesn't make me everyone's therapist. That is also very true. Very, very true.
Hey, bitch!
Hey, bitch! How you doing, Sonny? Over there. Clientele, thank you.
Another one? I think my caseload's starting to get a little crowded.
Worry not, my friend. I shall not unload all the world's cares onto you. I know how strongly this next client requires aid. She is a great deal older than most of the clients you've seen, and sometimes it is harder for the elderly to see reality.
Okay.
It took me far too long to do so.
Is she older than you?
She's as old as you are.
Not nearly. Thus, she should be more ready for change than I was. Take a look at her intake form.
Oh my god! I don't know how to say her last name. Medi. Okay, we're gonna call her Medi. She's 1804. From the Bronze Age. An elder vampire like myself, Medi has lived mostly alone for the past 2 millennia. She grew up among wanton violence between Irish clan lords and has kept distance with herself and mortals. She now spends more of her time online, where she's become a streaming celebrity. All right. I do not know what that means, but perhaps a younger vampire might. She has expressed frustration at the increasing demands of her followers. Suggestion: be patient with the elderly.
Dang, she died young. Makes me wonder why I waited so long to kick the bucket. Could have left her nicer looking corpse.
Alas, death does not often allow us to have much choice in the matter.
Says here she doesn't leave home unless she has to.
Indeed, it is a puzzle, as elder vampires can often be.
True.
I sure do hope I can help her.
You will do your best, I know. Let me allow you some privacy. She comes.
Okay, I'm ready for the vampire. I'm ready for the bats.
Hello?
Hello. You are adorable. I love you, Medi. I love you.
Hey there, how do I say your name? Is it, Medbub? Medbee?
Miv is my real name.
Miv.
Medbee's just my screen name. You can call me Medi if you like.
Oh, mighty fine meeting you, Mitty. I'm Sam.
Is that all you are?
I couldn't rightly say. I ain't no more or less than Sam.
You're cute, strange cowboy man.
I don't know that you should be calling your potential therapist cute, miss.
Not in a touching bodies way. I mean, you're more like a rabbit or a mouse.
I love it. I love her color coordination. I wonder if those are contacts.
Oh, I want to dress you up in a little mouse onesie and watch you scurry about. You can keep your hat on and be a little cowboy mouse. Oh, I like that very much.
Stream of consciousness.
I'd keep you in a little cage and give you lots of cheese and, of course, a wheel to run on. You can be my whiskery little pet.
What is the matter, Samuel?
I don't understand where to go from this, sir.
I think I'm out of my depth here, Chief. I ain't keen to be anyone's pet.
Older vampires such as myself can sometimes be uncomfortable to be around.
Let me be uncomfortable around her.
I believe this will be an excellent challenge in setting boundaries, Sam.
Sunny Solana 54 rated my stream with 2 viewers. What a good bean.
What a great bean. Hey, the emails don't work. It's okay. It happens to me all the time. Hey, welcome in here. The blue blazes coming to brighten your day. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Get the squid. Well, you know what you get? Medieval rock. Hi, welcome in. Let me get you a shout out, Sunny. I didn't know if got a mod on, so let me. There you go. You were playing Dishonored last? Ooh, welcome in. Hello, White Tiger. Hey, Lucy. Ow! Now it's something in my face. How dare you? Hope you're all having a wonderful time. Hold on, coming closer. Come here. Hi, I'm Historical Squid. I'm a vampire squid from the very depths of the ocean, coming to share historical facts and video games with you. I have my 2 pupperonis in here with me, and they're also a part of my life. I have my... Ow! Don't F my chat, White Tiger. We have our 7-year-old, just turned 7-year-old St. Bernard Pitbull Regal, or you can call him Boo. Hold on, let me zoom out so you can go and see him. Medieval rock. We can do better. Behold, interrupting medieval titty. That is true. Enjoy your medieval titty. This is Regal. This is his birthday picture where he had his freshly made pancake just for him with some non-dairy whipped cream and strawberries. We also have our 3-year-old Mukwa, or Moo. She is a Pomeranian. You might hear them. For Boo, you might hear snoring or woofing or, general noises. You might hear Mukwa cry or might hear her make little whimpers, but that's okay too. They're just pupperonis. Other than my vampiric self, I am a prior military, disabled military veteran with a bachelor's in history. So, we're playing Vampire Therapists, as you can see pinned on our stuff here. It does explore sensitive topics with a historical context, but I hope you will enjoy this. Welcome in. Sunny, how did you do? How are things going? Y'all can talk about how your day's going or how you're doing.
Explain to her your boundaries. You will be modeling positive behavior and saving yourself a little trouble.
Welcome back, Wolfie.
Yeah, just a little.
Just a little.
All the more reason to be clear and polite right now. Good luck, Samuel. I know you can do it.
It's going good. We're on to the final level for next time. Ooh, sounds pretty great.
You look distracted, little mouse. Have you smelt a bit of cheese? Did your whiskers twitch?
It's so cute. Can't stick around for too long, but today was pretty good. Gonna have one last gift and then head out making pizza for my big bro. Oh, well, thank you, White Tiger. Thank you for the bits you did, and thank you for coming over with the raid. It means a lot. And oh, thank you. Look at that. You left me 2 gifts. You got a hype train going, and you got that. But thank you so much for being here. Have a great day, White Tiger. Thank you so much for your tier 1 gift sub to Sky High. Thank you. Doing good final level. Oh, god damn it, Sunny. Also had an absolutely amazing time. Thank you so much for that. Oh, boy. Pomp. Sunny, thank you so much for those 10 gift subs. You've given a total of 82 in this channel. You got our hype train up to level 4. And a tier 1 sub for Philly Dean, Ahoy Me Hearties, Fail at Life, Moon of Moon, VT, Domino, 427, Retro Riot 91, Whispering, Lucy 699, Frankinator Gaming, and Spaceman Brog. Thank you so much. Yeah, it did bring it right up. Thank you so much for that. As a reminder, please enjoy your ad-free viewing, and I hope you enjoy your emotes.
All right, miss, before we keep going, I think we need to set a few boundaries.
I don't want to wear a onesie. Not in
First of all, I ain't gonna wear no onesie. I don't think I could find one that'd fit.
I could sew one for you. I would make the neck hole really big so that your funny hat would fit right through it.
Okay, listen, the hat does come off, ma'am.
Okay, well, maybe I wasn't being clear. I don't want to wear a onesie.
You had 10 and 10 moments during the stream that were just amazing. That sounds so great. I'm so happy for you. Seriously.
But it would make me happy.
Well, wouldn't make me happy, miss.
Fine. But I don't like it.
I don't want to live in a cage.
This stuff about putting me in a cage and making me your pet are things you should be doing with a blood partner. Besides, I make the rules about my own body. If I don't want something, you gotta respect it or find a new therapist.
You don't want me to do things to your body?
I mean, I do, yes, but we're in a professional setting, ma'am.
You cut that out. I'm serious now.
Very well. Being that way.
First thing, 2 things. First, one of the NPC models messed up so perfectly, ended up literally a flat ass. Beautiful. I get it. I mean, I
don't eat cheese, you know that. We only drink blood anyway. Mortal food doesn't exactly agree with us.
Yeah, most vampire text talks about possibly throwing them up or being very sick after eating.
But a mouse who doesn't eat cheese is hardly a mouse.
Which led to the beautiful quote, his bakery's out of stock. The flour be gone.
But I'm not a mouse.
The yeast is unyeastified. Can't believe I forgot about flat assassin.
Then why do you have twitchy whiskers?
I have a mustache.
I just like the way they look.
So do I. That's why I think you should eat some cheese.
Well, I ain't gonna. Take it or leave it.
You're very mean for a mouse.
I'm a therapist, ma'am.
I think that about covers it.
Very well. It's a little boring. People usually let me do what I want to do to them.
Well, this is less boring then. It's something new.
I suppose you're right. It's very clever, strange cowboy man. May I still call you a mouse from time to time, though?
1 second, chat. Boo-boo! Stop licking the floor! Ragel! Hey! No, you can't pretend to just be asleep. Sir, stop licking the floor. Thank you. All right, I'm back. Other thing is the guy we've been waiting to kill all games since we're doing High Chaos. We got to him and decided to use a wind blast power, and the physics went wild and launched him into orbit. That's amazing. I love it, Sonny.
If it'll make you feel comfortable, I guess it ain't hurting me. But let's get to you and why you're here. Now, it said on your intake form that...
You're overworked.
You're overworked, it said. You're not my first client with that problem. What line of work are you in?
I play video games.
It's a little meta.
Video games? Like Star Invaders?
No, silly. More like Overcharge 2 and Pension Impact. More of an FPS and RPG girl.
Oh my god, she's playing Overwatch and Genshin Impact.
I don't know what them things are. I kind of figured video games were just a fad, like collecting ferns was in my time.
Video games are lots of fun. There's even one where you get to play a cowboy and kill bunches and bunches of people.
Hey, tomorrow, guys, speaking of that, I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2 tomorrow.
Then you get to pretend you feel bad about it. But after that, you kill even more people.
Jesus. It's amazing because he gave such a heartfelt speech about how he just wanted to disappear, poignant and important moment, one of the most important scenes in the narrative, and then a Windhelm scream launched into space. Maybe he floated away on his flat ass.
Shucks, that there might give me some flashbacks. But you're working by playing video games? How's that?
I stream on Glitch. I have millions and millions of followers there.
I see. You know what? I'm gonna share this. It's my touch of salt that I got from the lovely train. Yeah, I know. Woo, boy. I know. Just look at me. We're being very meta.
Wait just a gosh darn minute. People are paying to watch you pee?
Of course not. That sort of thing would be on my Only Zealots page. If I could pee. Which I can't, because I'm a vampire.
All right, you gotta walk me through this.
Oh my god, I swear to god, this is legitimately the shit I have had to say to my own therapist. Oh, do you know what it's like having to explain to therapists what you do as a streamer? Do you understand how hard it is sometimes? Oh, no, her name is Medi. Oh god, no, every time I talk to my therapist and they're like, so what do you do? I'm like, I use a digital form and I play video games and I talk to people and they talk back and they give me money sometimes. And they're like, oh, for reals? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, can I see a clip? I'm like, I don't think you want to.
What's streaming mean if it ain't peeing?
Streaming means to share your computer screen to the internet.
Like watching the cinema, only instead of people shooting each other, it's you answering emails?
Sort of. Mostly people just like to watch people shooting other people. Only it's little computer people that only look like
Jesus.
people.
Stop scaring me, Sonny.
Clear as mud. I got some more questions about them funny things you mentioned, though. What's Only Zealots?
That's a very special website where my very special followers get to see me do naughty things for money.
You've been around a long while. Do you need money?
No, of course not. But I do like having mortal blood bags who will do anything for me. They're very useful.
True. It's even more embarrassing to explain to your parents. I've explained what I wanted to do to them like 10 times over because they didn't understand how it could lead to any kind of work. Okay, Lucy. I once, when I was early starting to stream, I needed to get money for, oh, right. I was getting money so I could have a personalized, it was like I just become affiliate and I wanted to get my own personalized ending screen, that kind of stuff. I wanted to get my own emotes and like I did a little money catch up thing of like figuring out how much it would be and all that. And it was like, I think $300 for a bunch of stuff, and which was very good money. And I decided to do a fundraising thing where I would even put my own money in. So, we had that. And then all of a sudden, one day, somebody paid off the entirety of it for me. And I was amazed. And I told my mom about it. And she was like, why would they pay that much money for you? And I'm like, shit, this is something I'm going to be talking about in therapy. I know it. And I have been for years. Mortal blood legs who will do anything for me. Are you sure this isn't Bella Delphine? Sounds like her. Maybe.
This whole thing makes me feel old.
But you're only a baby vampire, strange cowboy man.
You can call me Sam.
I'm glad you're not the kind of baby who poops and pees, though. That's quite icky.
Yeah.
I had some more questions. What's all this RPG and FPS stuff?
Just one Lucy's fine, but yeah, I understand that. You feel my pain. That why would anyone pay that much money for you? I know, it's some damage. Oh my god, there are some times that I'll say stuff that my parents have said to me before, and like just to see how my therapists handle it. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's like, yeah, that's partially why I'm here.
Role-playing games and first-person shooters.
Why does this remind me of that TV series, What We Do in the Dark? I've seen clips out of that one. I kind of see what you mean, though. I feel that. But...
kind of dark to be playing games about the first person you ever shot. That ain't a good moment.
You're extra silly.
It's a video game with a first-person perspective. It only looks as though you're shooting someone. I like the ones where there's lots and lots of blood. I end up feeling quite hungry.
Why would anyone pay that much for you? I haven't even had that said to me and I felt that pain. It's a harsh one, seriously. Like, I will legit say that kind of, like, that and some other stuff that my mom and my pup have said, and be like, my therapist just like, oh, no. It's like, yeah. I like it when, like, I say something to my therapist and they slowly put their notebook down and just kind of look at me, and it's like, yeah, yeah, you're in for some money.
Are they still using corn syrup to look like blood? It never looked realistic to me.
They don't use corn syrup in video games. You're very funny.
I like Medi.
I'm glad I'm funny, I guess. Let me ask you something else about these video games. All right, I think I understand a little better. You're working pretty dang hard for all them followers. What do you need them for?
Lots of things. They pay my rent for me, they buy clothes and gifts, they dispose of all the bodies. And they let me kill them, too.
Oh, Jesus.
They're all so eager to die. Poor little lambs.
Jesus.
They're like servants?
Servants, little sheep, whatever you'd like to call them.
And they're willing to just up and die for you.
Ouch, that would hurt and cut deep when I heard what your mom said. That, oh yeah, like it's still tough. It's very hard. She's gotten a little better at that kind of stuff. You know, like I was I think I explained something else. Like I explained my numbers to her. Like I was like, hey, I just hit 1,000 followers, and she goes, that's amazing. I'm like, yeah, see, that's the kind of answer I wanted before. I've never had anything that bad, but I do remember once explaining to my granddad that I was streaming because it came up by chance when I was busy, and I simplified it to, it's just entertainment, like stand-up. And the immediate response was, but you need to be funny for that, so what are you doing? Oh, Sonny, no! Oh, sweet baby Sonny, no! Damn! Damn! This isn't funny, but by the way, today in 1677, the first medical publication in America, which was a pamphlet on smallpox, was published in Boston. I don't tell my dad that kind of stuff because my dad would just say, get a real job, or some grouchy old man thing. And it's the same with my mom. She was always talking about how you just need to get a job. But, you know, like she wasn't happy with me doing jobs which were considered, what she would consider lesser than, or to me. Like, I have a degree. There are a certain set of jobs that I should have, that I should be able to do. Like, after I got out of school and I couldn't do teaching, my mom's like, so what are you going to do? I'm like, well, I'm going to try and find any job that I can. So I tried looking for jobs. And, like, even McDonald's didn't want to hire me. That's because they didn't want to, you know, pay me my worth. But when I got a job as it was a hotel maid, she was like, oh, that sounds great. And then when I quit, she was like, oh, thank God, I hated it. With a history background, you can work in a museum. That is true, I could. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of museums out where I live. Like I could try and work at museums like in Minneapolis and St. Paul, but that would mean I'm moving like hours away from where I am living currently, and taking Stitchy away from her family. A lot of the museums work with volunteers or people from like genealogy or historical programs, so they don't really need you as much.
Oh, naturally. Sometimes all I have to do is smile for them. They find it enchanting. And they quite like my breasts and vulva.
Oh, you're just gonna say the word vulva on the internet?
Oh, I see.
Does it make you uncomfortable to hear me say breasts and vulva?
I reckon I just wasn't expecting that level of candidness.
Breasts, vulva.
Say clitoris! Say clitoris! To be fair, my response to him was a lot worse. And you need to be active to have a job as a factor. Oh my God! But they let it keep a decrepit body like you working. Jesus. Honestly, my parents are the main reason I currently work in retail instead of streaming. I'm not living on my own yet, but I just get yelled at for spending all my time in my room when I actually try to make preparations for streaming or stream in the first place. It'd be worse if I didn't have this job. I totally understand that, Lucy. Quite honestly, for me, if people don't know who I am a prior service military with PTSD, anxiety, and depression. And that can be really hard for me to get out a lot. So streaming helps me to be a lot more active and really social. Like, so like, if I have to spend time away from you all, makes me feel really bad because I feel like I'm missing out on all of my socialization that I normally. And it's just like, I miss y'all. Oh my gosh, no, it's okay. Why would you know it? So it's like it's quite often the most socialization I get. I mean, Stitchy, my wife, is here, and Tree Kicker Boar is my little brother, and he does live with us too. But again, not everybody can be social, at the same time. Like, Boar has his own friends and things to do, and Stitchy does go to work, so it's softened for me to find ways for this. And Stitchy even, in fact, told me I should be streaming when I was driving her crazy with me video gaming and not knowing what I was going to do with myself. This really helps. So it's a stepping stone for sociability. Just so you know, I talk about you all in 3 sessions. I don't know if this is ASMR for you, but I do. I talk about you all my therapy. I won't say your name, therapy, but there's this little bitch in my chat who's always constantly throwing shit at me. Scare me with sound alerts.
Hey, come on now.
Oh, it's so much fun to watch your little whiskers twitch.
So these followers of yours do a lot of work for you, huh?
But I have almost 100 million little sheep.
Holy shit.
It's rather difficult to manage them all and keep them happy.
Why do you need to keep so many servants happy?
Oh, so I've made extra cameo appearances in your therapy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have.
I need my sheep. If I don't have them, I'll have nothing.
Is it really true that if you don't have your followers, you won't have anything? Ain't you got other stuff you're interested in?
Oh, just as a warning, I do have an ad break coming up for you in about a minute. Should I be concerned? No, it's like we'll discuss things like, she'll be like, oh, so how's your streaming been going and stuff like that. And I'll be like, oh, I had some fun things, like fun little things. I'll show clips to her every once in a while. So, she's probably seen clips of stuff you've done and she'll be like, oh, that's very funny and stuff like that. So you don't need to be concerned.
I suppose I enjoy reading and video games. And I can do those things alone.
Ah, yes. Me and Stitchy are also for a New Year's resolution thing, trying to read more books. It doesn't matter what kind of books, we're just reading them. And unfortunately, Stitchy has forgotten how voracious a reader I was as a child. So I have read like 4 books in this first month. And I am currently on a book about the 6 Wives of Henry VIII. It's a honker of a book, too. And the book after that, I get to read Carmilla, which is one of the first vampire books out there.
There's also playing games with my body.
Ma'am?
Oh, yep, there's that.
Which Americans don't do. You like to shoot people instead. Bang, pow.
Bang, pow. Redheaded goth loner might be a psychopath, has no filter. Can someone tell the writers of this game to stop making characters about my kink list? You haven't seen the others yet.
That ain't always true. But let's get back to what you were saying.
If I don't make them all happy, they'll turn against me.
Oh, wait a minute. That's one of them double control fallacies.
I have seen Vishala play this one, so I have actually. Ooh, right, good point.
A control fallacy? What is that, manling?
It's the idea that you either have complete control over something or no control over something. The idea that you can make everyone happy is something that ain't in anyone's power. And assuming you have no control and they'll all turn against you ain't true either.
I was about to say I relate to this vampire, but I don't. But I think I should take that back. Which one, Sam or Medi? Sam's a vampire too. He's the vampire therapist.
That is true, I suppose. I can do things you couldn't dream of. But I won't show them to you because you're an American.
Oh, Jesus. The streamer one, I didn't know he was one too. Oh, yeah. I still love the fucking string versions of... I love Bridgerton rewrites of music. I fucking love it so much.
That is much appreciated, miss. And now about the stuff you were saying.
All I'll be is the lonely, crazy girl with a flat full of stinky corpses.
Let's ease off them labeling terms. Don't go calling yourself crazy.
But I am crazy. And I know how strange I sound to these short-lived creatures.
Why do you consider yourself crazy
I
sounding?
reckon I might sound the same if I were around as long as you and seen some of the stuff you've seen. Besides, crazy ain't got any kind of real meaning. What's sane? You've been around a while. You know them definitions change all the time.
It's true. Historically, they do change a lot.
I suppose that's true. Don't think any of us are really sane.
I think that's a heck of a lot closer to the truth.
I just want to look at my body parts anyway. Don't know much else to share, it seems.
Come on now, you've been around for nearly 2,000 years. How in the heck could you have nothing to offer? I'm sure you could tell me all sorts of things about history and the places you've been to and the things you've done.
If I talk about things I like, my followers abandon me. Fickle little bloodbags. They always like it when I show off, though.
That's a problem with your followers, not you. Don't go disqualifying the positive things about yourself just because they don't see them.
You're very kind, Manling. If you were one of my followers, I might even let you live.
Aw, Meddy, you're so much more than your body. Yeah, I was gonna be like, you know, honey, you're way more than just your physical attributes. There's a recent Doctor Who episode where they did a Bridgerton parody, including a fight scene set to Regency-era version of Poker Face. I've seen clips of that episode, and I'm like, yes!
A very kind gesture, miss.
I can't help but think, though, I should make my little sheep happy. After all, they are willing to die for me.
You say you should keep your followers happy. Do you like it when they're happy?
It was a good scene.
Just because I kill my bloodbags doesn't mean I wish to be cruel. After all, they're so cute when they die with smiles on their precious little faces.
I'm glad to hear that, but here's the thing. When you say you should make them happy, you turn it into a responsibility.
It's true.
If you got 100 million people you should please, that's pressure you don't need. Get what I'm saying?
You are too sweet, little mouse. Like a sugar mouse. Someone might try to eat you.
Woman, I am trying to be professional. How can you not sing I thought you were a bard here? I said I was barred from here.
Heck, they already did. How do you think I turned into a vampire?
You make me seem very silly for worrying so much about my
No.
bloodbags. I'm not a very good vampire, am I?
No, that's not what I'm
What's a
saying.
good vampire supposed to do?
My bloodfather used to tell me that we were supposed to be gods. Told me that we would rule all humanity. I imagine he'd be ever so disappointed in me.
Oh, join me, Meddy.
Well, blood parents are always complicated. They like continuing their legacies, but people ain't too good at being anything but themselves.
It's fair.
I wish someone would tell him that. He's a very bad listener.
Well, you should be proud of yourself for getting away from him. I know it ain't easy.
I didn't leave him. The druids sealed him away long ago.
Oh.
He'll slaughter us all when he escapes. And there will be nothing we can do. Oh, it's gonna be ever so much blood.
I think we can handle a vampire. There's a lot more of us now, and I bet the bastard ain't even heard of a gun.
Like, that was the right thing to say. You know about the musicians who couldn't play any songs that didn't exclusively use major chords? It was a minor problem. How dare you, Sonny?
You don't understand. He's a wizard.
I'm sorry, what?
The last I heard, wizards ain't bulletproof. Let's give ourselves a little credit. I ain't gonna worry too much about this fella. Besides, if he is coming back to kill us all, we only got so much time to enjoy, right? These dang followers of yours have got you stuck at home, though.
It's better this way. It's not safe outside.
Well, why do you say that?
Because there are bad people out there. They've tried to burn me, touch me, enslave me. They are cruel and horrible.
I know you've been through some tough times, Minnie.
Oh, God.
And you got a hell of a lot of reasons to think people are all awful.
I wanted to give a large amount of my blood to the blood bank, but it was all in vain. Sonny, go take your Renaissancean titties and get out.
But those
Thank you, though.
experiences
Mwah.
can't the be-all and end-all. There's a lot of bad, a lot of good, and even more in between.
Maybe. But it's safer to assume that it's all bad. Mortals are very afraid, and when mortals are afraid, they are quite cruel.
True.
That's more of that all-or-nothing thinking. There's billions of people out there now, and more differences between each and every one of them than you'd expect.
But I don't need to endanger myself anymore. I have my sheep.
I wonder, do you think she calls her followers sheeps?
I'm sure we'll get to talking about them real soon.
We can talk about them now. They help me stay in my flat. If I stay in one place, I have power. Instead of them burning me, I can burn them. and touch them and enslave them.
With all due respect, miss, you're playing with sunshine here. Life is always going to change. That's the one thing we can be sure of. Your retreating from society is only going to make it harder to face the changes ahead.
Such as when the machines arrived.
Jesus, right.
What machines are you talking about?
The ones in the factories. The ones who made me leave the bog. Did not like that very much. Not at all.
Oh, look, I didn't want to upset you. You're here to handle the world a little better, and that means being honest about what might happen. That makes sense?
Yes. The machines keep getting stronger. I should be ready for them.
You know, the thing about the UK is they have a liver pool but never a blood bank. Wolfie, go join Sonny.
All right. Well, let's keep talking.
They used to call me Calich Namona, the witch of the bogs. I like it that way. I like it when they think I'm a monster.
Hold on a sec, Mitty. I get that there's safety in people thinking you're some kind of monster. But what I can't abide is you calling yourself one. Names have power. You know what they used to call me?
Fuzzy McWhiskers. Scaly Tail Sam. Ooh, Scurrying Sam.
Nothing so cute.
They called me Slaughtering Sam. And as you might imagine, I didn't earn many friends with that name.
That's not very cute at all.
It isn't.
No, it ain't. I didn't feel cute neither. I felt like an evil bastard, and that ain't a good feeling.
It ain't.
I didn't say I liked being a monster. It just makes me feel safe.
Then let's find a way to help you feel safe without calling yourself a monster then, huh? But keep going.
If I want to be safe, I should show them what a monster I really am from the safety of my lair.
Well, why should you show them what a monster you are?
So that they'll know to stay away, of course.
And is that the only way people will stay away?
It's the way I know. I used to put severed heads outside my cottage, but policemen don't like that very much.
Why would they not like that?
So what if I said you should protect yourself by putting severed heads outside your place again?
I'd say you should learn otherwise. The police can be very mean.
That's what I mean. Should doesn't allow a lot of wiggle room. It might seem like it's just words, but them words can lock us up tighter in a bank vault. But let's keep talking.
Living alone is the life I know, anyway. Well, I've known for millennia. I can't survive in society now.
We ancient vampires are very few. I can tell you with some certainty that your client is very good at hiding her true capabilities, perhaps even from herself.
Living alone is the life I know, anyway. Well, I've known for millennia. I can't survive in society now.
You know, you're what, some 1,800
There we
years
go.
old?
I was like, you see the
You're
control
older than
fallacy
any
of the other one.
government on Earth. You've seen the world change in ways none of us could dream of. Hell, you basically won the internet, and I can barely open up my Vmail program. You're way more capable than you're giving yourself credit for.
I suppose that's true. But I'm not very good with real-life people. Unless I'm eating them.
You're still disqualifying the positive by canceling out all them skills you got.
Nice for the little time is here, but I do gotta go right now. I'll be back in a little while if you're still streaming, though. If not, have a good stream. Too true. Thank you so much for being here, Lucy. If you can be around, I'd like to see you more. Thank you. See you later.
You can use all that modern lingo I've barely even heard of. You dab, fam?
Oh, God, no.
That was ages ago.
See what I'm saying?
You are very clever, sweetling. It is easy to forget how small and weak mortals are. The world is a big place full of things that might try to hurt me.
Well, before you face the world, why don't we start with your neighborhood? Let's start slow. Take a walk around your block, 15 minutes a day. Just spend a little time outside looking at the moon.
I suppose if anyone tries to hurt me, I should be able to kill them or enslave them.
I mean, yeah.
Very well, strange cowboy man. If anyone does kill me, I'll simply become a ghost.
You got this.
Then I can whisk myself up your bottom with a little ghost needle and poke at your guts.
Okay.
I don't think it'll come to that.
Yeah.
Just spend some time outside and see how you feel, and we'll talk again in a month. Sound good?
Yeah.
Very well. I suppose my followers outside must be eager to carry my coffin home. I promised I would eat them when we got there, so shouldn't keep them waiting. Farewell then, little mouse.
God, no bad noise.
Oh, wait.
Well done, my friend. You seem a little out of sorts. Are you quite all right?
She said vulva a lot.
She was something else.
Like so many of our kind, she simply struggles to adjust to a
big stretch,
constantly
Obo.
changing world. I think you will be of great help to her. She clearly likes you.
That's what I'm afraid of.
You are under my protection while you are here, Samuel. I guarantee no ghosts will travel up your posterior.
That's all I want. I just need somebody to promise me that. That's all.
You have done excellent work tonight. Please, relax downstairs. Summer will be here before we know it, and the nights shall become short once again.
Ow. Thank you, Atomic. Hope you're doing good.
Rest in peace, my friend.
Tarnation. I'm glad the kids here aren't glued to their little TVs.
It is a different type of probing. Medi is feeling overwhelmed by her followers on social media and their demands. She relies on them for food and help with dealing with mortals. Talks about mortals as if they're all the same. Spends a lot of time online. I know, Vishal is just like, yes, music! Creates a strong one-way attachments with her followers. Needs to get outside. Bad at boundaries. I think next time I should figure out why she's got such a simple view of mortals. Maybe she's better off if she didn't see them as ants.
I wonder why that is. I'll bet Crimson knows.
Giddy up, little doggy.
I ain't heard that one in a while.
Truth is, I'm running out of cowboy terms. What can I get you, handsome?
How about a kind ear for my trolls?
You got a real old school way of seeing bartenders. But in this case, you're right. I am a good listener. Lay it on me.
I got this new client. Makes me feel old.
250-year-old man feels old, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. But seriously, I thought I understood people, but she's from another time, like. I've been around a long time, and I ain't seen nothing quite like this internet. But my client lives there.
Not gonna lie, sometimes I feel like that too, when a lot of people are talking about things like TikTok and stuff like that. I never got as much into it. I mean, I still see them on the Instagram when they come out like 2 weeks later. But like, I don't understand how to do it. I don't understand how to do a lot of stuff just because like I was around when the internet was first coming out. And that just boggles my fucking mind.
And you think you can't help her because you don't understand the internet?
I think I did help her to try and get outside a little more.
I reckon I can be of some aid. Just gotta figure out all this technology. My dial-up modem might not be up to today's standard.
Maybe you were right. You are ancient. But I'm glad you're feeling confident, cowboy. A vampire who can adapt is a mighty fine one.
Good gosh.
Here's the thing, cowboy. Nobody understands the internet. I don't feel old yet, though. Still just glad to be alive, thanks to Andy's blood.
Oh, yeah?
I know you've been curious about why I've been drinking vampire blood. You don't have to pretend. I've got a rare blood cancer. Andy's blood is what's keeping me alive.
Oh,
I'm real sorry.
I didn't say I was dying. I said I had cancer.
Okay.
Stop making that face.
I'm trying not to.
I'm just glad I found Andy. Don't think I was quite ready to die.
I, for one, am glad you're sticking around, Crimson.
Well, thank you kindly. So what'll it be, Sam? You ain't gonna dance?
No, I ain't gonna dance.
Don't ask that man to dance.
You owe me that story one day, cowboy. Here, have a little something I whipped up for Andy. Herbal blood tea.
No garlic, right?
No garlic.
Mighty kind of you. Maybe I'll take a nightcap. You have yourself a fine night, Crimson.
Adios, muchacho.
See, you still got things to call me.
That's my last client for a while. My caseload's big enough. I'm starting to get overwhelmed. Maybe something from one of my books will inspire me. But then again, I could watch cartoons instead.
Let's watch a cartoon.
I used to have a crush on Betty Boop, and I ain't ashamed.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Ooh. Be aware that even though this is most certainly public domain, Twitch may still mute this part of your stream. That's fair enough. Don't Mac. Fucking love it. Oh, it's a little clown? The ink spot, hey? He's eating a eraser like a little cake. Oh no! Oh no, dental work! Oh no! Watching some old cartoons are funny sometimes. Love it, sketching up a dentist for him. You gotta do it. Oh, the bites are on. It took a front tooth. Just let you know, Betty Boop is due to enter the public domain, they're like the whole of it, in 2026. Hey, Mako. I'm just sitting in voice chat alone this whole time. Yeah, I've been streaming. Ain't my fault you didn't know that. Oh, I'm so sorry you were alone though, Mako. Oh, the clock's getting it. Oh my god, this is some trippy shit. Oh no, they're infecting the whole of New York City. Yeah, the old cartoons. Good old Betty Boop. Oh. Oh, how horrifying. Oh, into the ink dot from all. That was pretty great.
Well, they don't make them like they used to. I think that's enough action for one night. Time I got me some shut-eye. Good night, son.
They should make a vampire version of Goodnight Moon.
A fine evening to you, Samuel. How are you feeling tonight?
Right. So I know the internet's been driving mortals batty, but danged if it ain't affecting us vampires too. Oh, I see you come back, Fashala. I got a new client that has half the world watching her play video games online. What's that all about? Next thing you know, they'll be making cinemas where you stand behind the screen and watch folks watching the movies. The world is such a strange place. Sure, in The Sims there is, probably. Andy says that it's for new clients, and I'm grateful for that. I'm feeling a little cooped up here in the city. I'm taking a weekend trip to the mountains out in Harz. Gonna take the Autobahn. I'm past fear and death anyway.
Not bad, not bad. A little overwhelmed, but I guess I kind of have a lot going on these days.
Indeed you do. The mind is an easy place to get lost in, is it not?
It is very true.
You ain't kidding. Keeping all them cognitive distortions in my head and sorting through all my clients' problems ain't easy.
We are not machines, Samuel. I believe you will find that you can never handle everything at once.
True.
There is a term the mortals use these days. Multitasking. It's a kind of meta-control fallacy. Even we must handle thoughts one at a time.
I guess. I just hope I can concentrate on my own therapy with all this stuff bouncing around in my noggin.
I do not expect you to be an exception to the rule, my dear fellow. Let us see whether we can clear your head. I would like to introduce you to a ritual I have learned for stilling the mind.
Is it meditation?
This some kind of ancient vampire secret? Something the old ones gave you that's been lost to time? Something mortals could never imagine?
No, it's just meditation.
I fucking knew it.
Oh.
That does not make the technique any less valuable. Now then, close your eyes. I will guide you through this process. Think of a place that brings you comfort. Where is it?
I'd have to say the woods. I always liked being in nature.
Then imagine the woods and let your thoughts come to you. Be attuned to your body. Breathe, and you will be able to address your thoughts and clear your mind. Now close your eyes and begin.
Oh shit, now I gotta actually do that. Okay. Okay. In. Out. As your breathing slows down your thoughts, last a clear thought, hover over it. Okay. And he sure is a tall glass of water. I have to acknowledge it.
I ain't cut out for this therapy thing. And it sure is a tall glass of water. I miss my princess. I kinda miss farting. Focus, Sam, focus.
Get in, let out. Kinda miss farting.
Who's got a pretty mane? Wonder what's on Batflix.
In, let go. Go.
Should I hook up with Reinhardt?
Gotta breathe.
Are you a vampire or a vampire
I'm so bad at
squid?
meditating.
I'm so
Have
bad
you
at
had
it.
hard time fitting in society? Then the vampire, the beep, is for you. Just call Samuel and Andy.
Thank you.
I like blood from San Antonio, not New York City.
That's a salsa joke.
Relax, ain't no vampire hunters here. Who's my favorite horse? Is it you?
Let it go. Who's my favorite horse? Is it you? Go. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Breathe out. Mukwa. My tiny puppy.
How are you feeling now?
I really miss farting, dude. I don't know how to tell you this. Oh, Mukwa, you just want some pets? You want some attention, my little baby?
Yeah, all right. Fine, really. All them thoughts just feel like thoughts.
I'm wearing my... She sees that I'm wearing a blanket, so she's like, I would like to be cuddled now.
What sorts of things came up for you?
Rub your booty and
Well,
play the game.
I thought about my clients. I thought about all them cognitive distortions. My horse came up a lot.
Your horse?
I had a horse.
Yeah, Princess. She was my horse back when I was alive. I still think about her every day. I can't really stop.
I understand. I have bonded with many horses in my own life, but it sounds as though the loss of Princess was particularly fraught.
Yeah.
Would you like to start there?
Not sure I'd like it, but seeing as it's come up, maybe we should talk about what happened to her. It's got a lot to do with my old gang. I mentioned them before. Well, the Mystic Bastards was their name. They were the gang to join if you had nothing to lose, and I had nothing to lose.
That sounds like some Nosferatu thinking, my friend.
It does.
Oh, I can see that now. But it turned out I still did have something to lose. And they took that from me to prove my loyalty.
They took Princess?
They took my princess.
No!
Killed her in cold blood. And made me watch the whole thing. They made sure she saw me too.
Those bastards!
Oh, Samuel, I am so sorry.
I just stood there, watching her dying, with them big eyes looking at me like she knew I'd betrayed her. They knew what it would take to break me. And it's my fault for letting them do it.
Oh.
But Samuel, these Mystic Bastards, it sounds as though these loyalty tests were a cruel, mechanical part of their indoctrination process. These are the actions of a cult. They had no special care for you or your princess.
Well, sure as shit worked. They knew where to hit me, and it's my fault for letting it happen.
What they did, Samuel, had little to do with you personally. You were vulnerable, and they took advantage. This is what cults do. But Samuel, you are exhibiting a cognitive distortion known as personalization. You are attributing the Mystic Bastards' actions entirely to your own supposed failings.
Oop, come back. Often we assume things happen because of us. Heck, they often do. That's why we get tempted by personalization, wrongly linking external events to ourselves in case, in reality, there's no definitive link. Sometimes people actually are out to get us, or we do cause events, but sometimes we're just doing personalization. Was it his daughter or his lover? It was his horse, Wolfie. The Vampire Country Club don't allow cowboy hats. They made that rule just to discriminate against me. Cattle got spooked and ran off. They must have been scared of my face, not the thunderstorm. A vampire hunter found my lair. Something about me must have screamed, "Target me."
While it is natural to grieve for your horse, holding yourself solely responsible is neither fair nor accurate.
Hold on a sec, my head's hurting. I can't hold on to all them distortions all the time. Ain't personalization a lot like a control fallacy?
An astute observation, Samuel. Personalizations are often a form of control fallacy.
I wasn't listening. It's okay.
While control fallacies often manifest as a belief that you have more control over external events than is actually the case, personalization is a more specific tendency to believe that external events are reactions to you. But let us leave control fallacies out of the picture for now. You are correct that keeping all distortions in mind at once is unrealistic. I would not interrupt your thoughts if I did not think personalization important. You are shouldering the blame for Princess's death. I can see that.
Thank you.
Well, if it ain't my fault, who else's is it?
The Mystics.
The Mystic Bastards, of course. Let me put it into perspective for you. I will make a series of statements, and you help me identify the personalization distortion. I overslept in my coffin because I forgot to set my alarm.
Okay.
I beat Crimson's neck last night and missed the vein because I was distracted. It was entirely my fault. Batflix raised my subscription price again because they knew I would pay no matter what.
They did.
I forgot to go to the dentist, and that is why I have cavities. Did you miss? Batflix raised my subscription.
Well, that's the personalization. Batflix has no earthly clue who you are. They just raise their subscription prices anyway.
The bastards.
Just as your gang planned to isolate members from their former lives. Do you see the connection?
I guess so. I was just too stupid to see it at the time.
Hey, that's labeling again.
Ah, calling yourself stupid is what distortion?
Yeah, it's labeling. But I should have known anyway. I knew that crew was bad news.
That's some shouldn't.
I just thought I was bad news too.
You should have known. That's another distortion of reality, Samuel.
All right, fine. Should statement, whatever. So what the hell am I supposed to do, Andy? Say nothing's ever my fault and I don't gotta know nothing?
Well, that's a lot of double negatives, but no.
I was responsible for getting that beautiful horse killed. She trusted me, and if I'd been someone else, she wouldn't have had to die in that awful way.
I am not asking you to lie to yourself. Far from it. And I am not suggesting that you absolve yourself of all responsibility. But what would you say if a friend came to you with the same story? Would you tell them what they should have done? Would you call them stupid? You said yourself that you joined your gang because they were the gang to join if you had nothing to lose. I do not think this is a circumstance most people choose.
Generally not, I assume.
Yeah, I suppose.
Remember, Samuel, we are trying to reframe our thinking by clarifying these distortions. I know it may feel as though I am picking on you, but I am not. Let us forget what you should have done to make room for a different distortion. You are drawing a direct link from your emotion to the death of your horse. This is a distortion called emotional reasoning.
Emotional reasons when we act like our feelings represent reality, but no matter how unhappy we are, feelings alone don't define the world. I asked Andy, ain't everything emotional reason? He said no, emotional reason in specific when we project our feelings onto the world. The world can feel like garbage when I feel like garbage, but that doesn't make it reality. I get the shivers walking into this ghost town, so it's gotta be haunted. I feel uncomfortable around young vampires. They must be up to no good. This horse trader feels trustworthy, so he must be. Let's do a deal.
I understand the guilt you feel, Samuel, but your guilt does not act on its own. This terrible thing, it did happen, and some choices you made undoubtedly created the circumstances for it to occur. You are not blameless, but let us restrict your blame to what you have actually done.
I'm sorry. I get awful worked up when talking about my princess. You should have seen her, Andy. She had these eyes. She looked right into my tainted soul and still loved me.
I understand, Samuel. We feel tremendous guilt when we fail an animal. When we look at reality, it is not to dismiss our burdens, but to process them fairly. I would like you to understand emotional reasoning so you can see how emotions color our thoughts. Please listen, and call me out when I am using emotional reasoning. I feel anxious. Perhaps it is the garlic naan I smelled from the Indian restaurant next door. The mood in my club is somber tonight. I am sure it is a reflection of my own dark mood.
I'm sure it's that one, but let's hear the others.
I find myself in an irascible mood tonight. Perhaps I drank some tainted blood. You missed my emotional... I feel the mood in...
That's the emotional reasoning right there. I don't think them folk in the club know too much about how you're feeling.
Exactly. Our emotions can feel all-encompassing, and that is purely biological. We are animals, Samuel. There is a small cluster of brain tissue at the base of the cranium that tells us we are safe or that we are about to die. The complexity of our existence is at odds with our biology, but we have the logic to recognize it.
Most of the time, I assume.
Well, if reincarnation's a thing, I think I'd rather come back as a horse.
It is indeed a boon and a curse to have human complexity of thought.
No kidding. If I were a horse, I'd know better than to join any cowboy gang, let alone the Mystic Bastards. I'd be happy with a bag of oats and a field to run around in.
How did you end up with the Mystic Bastards in the first place?
Well, like I said, I didn't have much choice. Nobody would have taken me in at that point, except a hangman, maybe. I wasn't a vampire yet, so hanging didn't sound too appealing.
Yeah, not too much
fun. The last job I did got my brother killed. And after that, my wife left with my daughter and I never saw him again. Can't say I blame her. I didn't have nobody. Ain't no surprise that a vampire gang would be the only people to take me in.
Aha, so that is how you turned.
Oh.
Yes, sir. It wasn't pleasant. Not the candlelight and writhing body sort of affair you see in mortal vampire stories.
That is terrible, Samuel. The turning is never easy. How did they find you?
That job that got my brother killed? We partnered up with one of them Mystic Bastards for it. He knew where to find me.
And he knew you were vulnerable and that you had no place to go.
I've thought about that. Were they setting me up all along? Maybe. But whether they were or not, I really didn't have any place to go.
Fair enough, they kind of backed you in a corner for it.
I know when them wanted dead or alive posters go up, folk find dead easier and more fun. People saw me as outlaw scum when I was a kid, and there was no way they were going to be kinder knowing I was in a gang.
You know this for a fact. You are certain that no one would have any pity on you at all, that your only recourse was to join your gang?
I guess I don't actually know that no one but the bastards would have taken me in. Sounds like a cognitive distortion, huh?
I think you see the patterns now. It may seem like pedantry, and perhaps it is, but pedantry is the search for ultimate truth.
Spoken like a true pedant.
It comes with being terrifyingly old. You discovered the cognitive distortion before I could point it out to you. It is a cognitive distortion similar to Nosferatu thinking, so let us put that particular distortion out of our minds for now. Yes, things were grim for you, but your experiences caused you to assume that there were none who would favor you with a kind eye. You were exhibiting the cognitive distortion of overgeneralization, the idea that no mortal could accept you.
Overgeneralization is when we take one or two experiences and then assume future experiences will always be the same. Mortals overgeneralize when they think all vampires date high schoolers based on that one vampire book they read. We know what we experience, but it's a distortion to think our experiences represents a pattern of the whole of something. Every time I play poker, I lose. I'll never win this game. Transylvanians sure are creepy. I knew a man who smoked a pack a day and died at 96, so I reckon tobacco's fine.
This clouded truth made you vulnerable to the mystic bastard's approach.
Damn. Maybe you ain't wrong, huh? I should have joined the Foreign Legion or something. Dang it, should statement.
Your mind is not a cognitive distortion shooting gallery, Samuel. Cut yourself some slack. All we seek is recognition of our distortions, not perfection and not punishment. Let us test your ability to recognize overgeneralization. Then I believe we will have covered enough for tonight. Allow me to begin. Elder vampires are insufferable. They all think they know everything. It seems to me that being a werewolf is pretty rough. Vampires from Transylvania all have funny accents. I want to suck your blood. Who talks like this?
That seems like an overgeneralization, Andy. I ain't sure any of them ever sounded like that. Pretty sure they all sound American these days anyway from watching bat flicks all the time.
Correct, Samuel. I apologize for the offensive accent.
It's
it
fine.
was employed only to prove a point. I don't believe you have found all my overgeneralizations yet. Let me repeat my statements. Elder vampires are insufferable. They all think they know everything. It seems vampires. I don't believe you have elder
first one then.
vampires.
Wait, ain't you an elder vampire? You don't seem like much of a know-it-all.
That's right, Samuel. Though in all honesty, I used to be quite insufferable myself.
I mean, get to be that old, you should.
I aspire to be more patient these days. Let me continue. Well done, Samuel. Your ability to identify cognitive distortions continues to impress. But let us bring things back to you. I do not ask you to absolve yourself of the things you have done. You did not have the tools to be mindful of the thought patterns that made you vulnerable to the mystic bastards. I have seen mindfulness take root in you, though, Samuel. I hope this session has been helpful to you.
It has been.
Yeah, I'm still sad. I'm still regretful about Princess. I think I'll always be. My not being mindful is what killed her. Every time I think about it, I just know I'm a terrible person who messes everything up. But I think the awareness helps.
It does. Then please tell me what cognitive distortion you just exemplified. Was it emotional reasoning, overgeneralization, or personalization?
Yeah, it's all of them.
I guess it was kind of all of them.
Masterful deduction, Samuel. Your sense of self-awareness
So good
is most
therapy.
impressive. Remember, cognitive distortions are not a cudgel to beat yourself with.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. If we're spouting cognitive distortions all the time, ain't my clients gonna be mad at my constantly interrupting them?
You continue to impress. Yes, we cannot bully our clients with distortions. Thus, I find it is best to clear our minds and focus on a few during each session. Keeping endless distortions in mind is not easy for a therapist either, after all.
That's fair.
I think we have done excellent work tonight, and I'm certain you've built up a thirst. I know this evening was emotionally intense. Ask Crimson for some scotch.
Drinking booze ain't exactly compatible with our biology, Andy.
By Scotch, I mean Scottish blood. It's iron-rich and quite delicious. I
Shit,
ate
Sonny, get
booze
in here.
That sounds pretty nice. I might just do that and call it an early night.
As you wish, Samuel. Rest well, and do not lasso yourself so tightly, as you say. You are deserving of love, especially from yourself.
I'm just gonna leave before I get more embarrassed.
Very well, Samuel. Rest in peace, my friend.
That is sweet. Remind yourself that everyone is... It should be loved and everything.
Samuel, greetings. You are seeing Dr. Drain again tonight, yes?
Unfortunately, we are not. We got to the checkpoint, and I want to make sure that we got to a checkpoint before we got any of that. Vampire Therapist has been pretty fun. I like it. I like learning things. I like getting to understand all that stuff and like get to see a little bit more. I'm sure that's something I'm going to be ending up talking about in therapy. You know, something interesting. Sorry, my hands are fucking cold. I'm chilly and I need to go warm up, and I think I need to find something about dinner. It is a good game. I'm going to add it to my repertoire of my week. So, as a reminder, I am seeing what I'm up to this week. Tomorrow I am playing Red Dead Redemption 2 story mode. On Thursday, I think we're finishing out Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm going to try and play it to the end that tomorrow, because I'm pretty sure we're pretty close. Friday, we're doing family gaming, which we're going to be having all the fun. We got the hookups to fix our stuff, and I'll be taking off the weekend. So I hope you're all going to have a wonderful time, and I hope you're going to have a good days, you know. I'm going to send us off to somebody fun. If you have a subscription, you can go ahead and copy paste this. If you don't, you can copy paste this or any other raid message you'd like to use. But most importantly, I want you to remember to make sure to eat something, drink some water. It's good for more than just making coffee. Make sure to take your medications and your vitamins too. They're there for a reason. And above all, be kind to yourself and good to others. Let's go show some love to this raider, okay? Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you so much. I'll see you later. Bye. Bye.